Hey, everybody. Welcome to Superfly. There's Dana
here
and his Stark pad. Here's Spade and his pea soup green backdrop. He keeps threatening to change, but he hasn't yet.
I'm a minimalist. I figured that out. I'm a minimalist.
I think as you go along and you get to buy things you like and you do things, you start to get that way. And that's what I'm starting to get. You don't need a ton of things. I need elbow room. You like your freedom. You like different things. But once you have a car, you got some clothes.
It's good for the economy. You know, that's all I can say. If the whole country was me, we'd be in a deep depression.
Oh, yeah. I'm out there. I do throw some back into the econ, but I try not to get too pushy about it. This is literally not the word I'm looking for.
You were pretty close, and it was kind of clear.
You don't want to say, hey, I got some beans in my jeans, even though I'm showing off a teal pullover today.
Do you want to mention the maker of the said sweater so that you may get a free one in the mail? Or
I don't think I know. I know it's teal, and I know it's for real, and I know I saw Basketball by Shaquille
O'Neal. Even after
O'Neal.
a big meal, I'm not made of steel, but this is for real with teal.
Dude, we just lost 1,000 viewers.
It's a big deal. They haven't even gotten focused yet. We're on in the background. They're flipping a smash.
Dude, don't squeal. So dumb.
I'm gonna adjust my camera.
Yeah. So here we are. We made it to another Superfly. Everyone's stoked. We do have a guest later. And but right now I want to hear about anything that happened in the last week of note, and it better be of note.
Should we tease
the guests?
No.
Sure. No, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you do a drum roll sometime? Ladies and gentlemen, in a little bit, we're going to have our good buddy, the one and only, really, the hardest working man in show business. Been with us, America, been a star for a long time. Still looks like he's a high school senior. Yeah. Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe, Brat Pack.
Rob Lowe, Brat Pack.
But first,
well,
Dana.
I had an observation.
Oh, good. Okay.
So what do you do? Like, there's this really nice guy at this place I go to for breakfast and stuff. And he's one of those people that really likes to laugh. Okay. So he'll say something, but it's just perfunctory information, but he'll laugh like as if it's a joke. And am I supposed to laugh? Like I walk in and he goes, "Hey, pal, normally you come earlier."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm like, and then we're leaving. And he goes, "You know, you should adopt me." I mean, he's the greatest guy. With an incredible sense of humor, but it's just informational. I want to give him a joke or something.
I know. I think the problem is we're comedians, and the same pilot that said when I got on, he saw me, and then he goes, "Hey, we got our 737 on the loudspeaker. Hope our door doesn't fly off." You can't do jokes like that just for me, because everyone goes, "What the fuck?" You know, it's not funny to some people. And then when I'm also ordering, and if you're a comedian, anything you say, you go, "Do you guys have eggs here before 10?" They go, "Yeah." What? You mean yeah? Just yes is fine.
He just likes to laugh, I think. It's very sweet, but I
like that he's laughing at everything. That's like people that write LOL after what they say.
Yeah. I mean, it's sweet, but I feel like I want to give him my joke with him is like, "Hey, where's Bob? Because you can't be him because you must be his younger brother. You know, you look so much younger than when I saw you last time." And it wasn't my best joke, but at least it was somewhat humorous.
Yeah, there's at least some reason to laugh, like a cue line, like, here we go. Yeah, I know. It's awkward sometimes, but it's fun. Sometimes like people text and they go, "Hey, like I get in a fender bender with a guy," and he's like, "Hey, I guess I should get your insurance, LOL." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You weren't hurt at all, were you? LOL." I'm like, I don't know where we're stop joking and it's serious. I don't know what's going on. You can't put LOL on everything.
Well, Laugh Out Loud used to be a big bar. Laugh Out Loud funny before these little memes came in. So most of the things are slightly humorous. We got to come up with something, I guess, SH, slightly humorous. That doesn't have
MH, minimally humorous.
Minimally humorous, or KF be good, kind of funny. Not a put down, but not a compliment. But Laugh Out Loud.
AN, almost nothing. Mm-hmm. I made almost no reaction. By the way, no one's making reactions. They're just saying they bother putting ROMLF, roll on the floor laughing my fucking ass. I go, you don't have to go through all those histrionics to tell me you're not even laughing at all.
Well, I don't know. Where were you? Do you remember the first time you realized you could add these little hearts or little pictures, a little dog, or the first moment you said, hey, wait a minute, I can tag this just English language print with all this stuff. I used to put like 50 in there.
For my age, I spent way too much of a part of my day looking for emojis. Maybe 2
that's
to 3
what they're called,
hours.
emojis. Yeah.
I put ROL, I put roll on floor, falling on ground, lit on fire with a bear trap on my nuts. That's how hard I laughed.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad, right?
Usually I think your ad-libs are kind of pre-planned. You know, you got a little note card up. Yeah.
Heather's holding a note. She scribbles a joke and holds it up.
Little cue cards.
Read it.
Yeah, but that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm always looking for where's the parachute, where's the fucking big rock, where's the ball of yarn. Mm-hmm. The shit I send people are this. You put all your work into this stupid fucking time.
It's always funny to say, "What's up, fuckface?" You know,
that's funny.
Just always good. You know,
I like that.
Or
that's good.
My pronouns are, "What's up, motherfucker."
Those are your pronouns?
Yeah, that's my pronouns.
I put my pronouns are, and I put yarn, and then the fucking alien guy.
Let's be honest. Your pronoun is teal sweater.
Dude, everyone's buzzing about this.
Call
sweater.
back.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, but I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to hear it in the comments. I'll block you, by the way. I'll block the shit out of you. I don't take.
Have you ever read the comments and then realized the next morning, damn, I cried myself to sleep last night?
Yeah, I think we overall. I figure that people watch them and do comments as it's going because as the show goes on, it's now new subjects they're talking
just
about.
Sitting there, like,
yeah, they're just like, kind of funny. Mm-hmm. Nah, don't care for that one. And then they're like, teal actually isn't a color of the rainbow. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh boy.
I'm just glad they're engaging. That's the thing, you know.
I guess it's good. Yeah, it is fun to hear the thoughts because I'll read the thoughts. But if they get too out of control and too rough, then you gotta, because people go, why would you block me? I go, well, I'm here to have fun. I don't need someone saying something horribly, crazily negative and threatening or something. You go, obviously I'll block you. Obviously.
I assume it's 2 high school kids. Let's get the Tommy Boy and the Wayne's World guy, man. He goes, shut up, Brian. I'm typing. Just shut up. Tell them
literally anyone I DM that I get pissed off if I really can't take it. They're like, oh my God, I'm the biggest fan in the world. Are you though? And that's what you chose to write. That's what you picked. And you thought that would fly.
Have you ever posted something critical?
No.
Online
because I'm sane.
An article, YouTube, yeah.
No, I could imagine saying I disagree or I don't know what you're doing. But I wouldn't say anything where it would be so rough. This guy in Michigan was writing me saying, I'm going to bust every bone in your body with a baseball. He was like literally threatening to kill me over and over. And I just I should have posted it just to say, because he's in a band. And I wanted to say, hey, I'm just posting this to show your friends. This is what you do in between band breaks. You've got a psycho behind you on the drums because he's writing all this shit. And he's like, then you see his pictures. He's at practice. I'm like, quit acting like you're a nice guy, fish. It's usually like a wedding or something. The girls that send me the dirtiest ones, you should go to their page. It's like them at their wedding a week ago. I go,
the anonymity. Hey, look at that word. You know, can do whatever you want. I mean, I feel less alone. I get inspired by the comments if I'm watching a Beatle thing because, I'm kind of a fanatic. And it's like John Lennon's in my life or whatever it is. And then the comments are just like, I thought I was the only one. They're just like, oh, this band is a miracle.
Oh, yeah, I like that. By the way, I swear to God, and it sounds like I'm lying, I was going to dinner. We talk about the Beatles so much. I thought I've never asked Dana, because you like so many Beatles songs, if you had to love In My Life. In my life.
Oh, yeah.
But we never mention it, but it's a great one. Is it Lennon?
Places I remember.
Yeah.
In my life, I love you more.
It was in an old Jodie Foster movie, I think, and I remember hearing it going.
It's the silliness is that John Lennon is like 25, and
it's about his life. He's just a kid.
Yeah. And obviously it's the melody and the lyric. Now that is the one Beatles song, or there might be just a couple, where Paul and John remembered it differently. So Paul remembers, there's the middle eight, with lovers and friends. I went before. I love you more. So Paul feels like he was a big contributor or an important contributor.
Yeah.
It's very Lennon. That first part is so Lennon,
I don't.
There are places I remember, but that's one. We're going to have Paul back on.
Oh, yeah. We're going to ask Paul to come back on. I want to get Ringo on, too. Because when they came out of the gate after the Beatles, I don't think it was John or Paul that had the first hit, was it? I thought Ringo sort of came out big and no one expected it. And so did George Harrison. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
But they were...
Thank God it wasn't Paul. I was saying this bullshit too. I just remember that Ringo, I think, would have been the one they wouldn't have expected a ton from. And then he had Photograph, which is a fucking killer.
Oh, that was in the 70s. Ringo had A True Star, I think it was called.
And only 16.
Big hit albums for sure. But back at the beginning, they had Pete Best and they had to let him go. And Ringo always was a fan of theirs. Like in Hamburg, Ringo is with Rory and the Hurricanes, and he would hang out at the club.
Oh, brought someone from the fan club in?
He just liked them. And Paul,
they didn't see Selena.
John would bring the songs to Ringo and George Harrison in the early days. It goes like this, goes like this. And then Ringo's genius was picking the perfect drum thing to that song.
Tom Tom.
They were like my brothers. They were like my brothers. Peace and love, my brothers.
Who had the first hit after the? You got balloons. Who had the first hit when the Beatles broke up? Go. Obviously, I don't know.
The first mega hit was, I think,
Band on the Run.
No, George Harrison's "All Things Must Pass." His double album is still the number one selling post Beatle album, and he had a hit, "My Sweet Lord."
Oh, that was a fucking killer.
Yeah. McCartney had massive hits, and Ringo and John. I mean, if you look at Dream Number 9 and Imagine and Watching the Wheels, Lennon had his stuff, I love that song. I'm just sitting there watching the wheels go round and round.
No, but Gervitz took me to see Beatles, not Beatles, but McCartney and Wings, killer.
What year was that?
I'm sorry. Am I rich? We're sitting up close. I'm sorry. Are these good seats?
Must have been the Wings. Wings broke up in the 80s, I think, as a band, but the latest incarnation of Paul McCartney's.
Really? I couldn't have seen Wings at the beginning?
I thought, this is what people in the comments, I thought Paul McCartney and Wings was disbanded as a name of a band, but
Well, I would have been, I can't even say these numbers. It's too embarrassing. But okay, let's do a few stories and I'll leave. Should I do any stories? Yeah. Oh no, we got to do, should we just bring out our guest and end it there?
Yeah. And just so people know, and more of a tease, don't do the laundry right now.
Oh, don't do the laundry right now.
We're just going to discuss a little bit the recession that's happening for all the different people who work in Hollywood, not the movie stars. And so Rob's he has some insight into that. Yeah. He does his hit game show in Ireland for a reason. It's much, you listen to the podcast. That's
and I'm going to ask him a real question. Is Bulgaria a real place? Because I always hear that country, and I gun to my head, I couldn't find it on a map. Dana, I'm a little bit of a spendy Susie, if you know what I mean.
A boozy Susie and a spendy Susie.
Yeah, I'm more of a boozy Susie, but
you are a spendy spender. Yeah.
And a lot of our listeners are nice enough to write in and say, you look like you drank a lot and slept on your face. But that's just constructive criticism.
Well, it's very concise, and you don't really drink very much. I'll tell the fans, but
just puffy. This is where Klarna comes in. Klarna is your everyday smarter spending partner, which is what a lot of people need. A lot of my friends definitely need it. It allows you to make smarter decisions with your money, and it's sometimes good to have a partner like that.
And I'll say it again, Klarna, which I assume is Swedish. Klarna is your smarter everyday spending partner.
Shoppers can use Klarna's Pay in 4 product to split their purchase into 4 interest-free payments.
That's right. Here's some key takeaways. Listen up, brother. Klarna offers a Pay in 4 product where you don't have to pay interest. I think that's a good thing.
You can pay with Klarna at merchant checkout, in the Klarna app, or with the Klarna card.
You can also compare prices at your favorite stores and earn cash back when you shop in the app.
They're making it effortless for in-app shoppers to get more value from every purchase. So choose Klarna at your favorite retailers or shop now at Klarna.com. CA resident loans made or arranged pursuant to a California finance law license. NMLS number 1353190.
Klarna, balance account required. Klarna may get a commission. Limitations, terms, and conditions apply.
They do.
I'm just going to say it. It's a Klarna summer. Those are kind of nice little muffins on your ears. Look at our cool stuff.
It's my Princess Leia headphones.
Can we promote your podcast right now? You have 3 of them right now.
Yeah. We better be promoting it. I mean, let's, Rob Lowe literally.
Rob Lowe, literally, which is in season 11.
Oh, yeah. We also have the same manager. We always talk about Gervitz. Got to get the money. Rob Lowe likes money. You don't like money.
I was just on the phone with him. I said, I got to go help Team Gervitz with the 2 star clients. You do that and then call me right back.
You are the star. Right. You're the star client because you're a hard worker. We like to take naps and take months off at a time. You actually work.
What is it? He goes, Rob Lowe, he always made money for his partners.
Likes money. Yeah, Rob Lowe, nice he always tells me, I could tell Rob Lowe and he'd say yes right now. You don't like to do anything. You hate money.
Yeah, I guess you just don't like money. Just
I like it.
Rob, I just did a thing. I ran into Shaquille O'Neal and he goes, I don't know if I like that sweater you got on. I go, this is teal, man. It's for real. And teal's a very expensive color. I try to trick him. And he goes, man, you're walking around trying to look like Rob Lowe.
Why would
no way?
Why would
for real?
Oh, that's so.
Isn't that funny?
The last thing I saw, Robbie was running on the beach with his shirt off because, of course, I go on Daily Mail because I'm addicted to the
you got it
to the madness. And it's not. You don't look average. You don't look normal.
No,
you're looking good.
He goes to that Tom Cruise, like, whatever that is.
Tom Cruise, I love Tom Cruise. The guy's brilliant, but he doesn't take his shirt off anymore, does he, in movies? No.
Well, because he's smart. I took a lot of shit. It was like, my wife was like, you did? Really? God damn it. I'm like, I would, it's like, I said, frame it correctly. Like there's a certain level with which the framing reveals that I'm in my 3rd trimester.
Yeah.
That I'm,
of life or your pregnancy?
Of my donut belly.
You were coming right at the camera. Side angles are the worst. You can look in the mirror and look at yourself and go, damn, then go side angle. Whoops. That's where all the sins are.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise runs with his hands straight up and down like this for less wind resistance.
In case he has to karate chop somebody.
And he usually runs for about roughly 15 to 20 minutes through every movie in a full sprint every take.
Yep.
I'm like, dude,
okay, well, I want to ask Rob. He knows his way around the movie business.
And I have a question for Rob. Right
because I would say if I ran into Tom, I'd say the most impressive thing, if it's real, is not hanging off the airplane. It's sprinting with that kind of authority at 60 something because the hip flexors. So do you think they do slightly speed it up a little bit?
No. Tom and I think both. I think I could be wrong, but I think we both initially learned to run from Emilio Estevez's running coach. There's a guy named.
I like how you're the only one that calls him Estevez.
For the Outsiders? What movie was this?
It would have been post Outsiders, and it was a guy named Milan Tiff, and he won the triple jump.
Okay.
And he was in the 1968, famous 1968 American Olympic team.
Mexico City, where Bob he went 29-2.
Bob Beeman
set the record. I guess the triple jump may also have been a world record or close.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he won there, but he was on that team. And anyway, we were all training with Milan, and he was the hand thing was the big thing. And then you also make it a flap, by the way. There's this, and then you make it you make it a little flap.
You flap down?
Yeah, a little dolphin move. Yeah.
Hey, what about this Breakfast Club reunion? Why don't you guys have an Outsiders reunion?
Well, we're doing St. Elmo's Fire Part 2. We are going to do that.
What? No, you are St. Elmo's Fud.
St. Elmo's Fud.
And everyone's coming back for this.
Everybody's coming back. I mean, we got to get the script right. I mean, we've all been there for that one.
Have you got a draft that you read and said
no draft yet? It's due any day.
You were never really a Brat Pack guy per se, right? Because you had too many other things going on. I don't consider you part of it, but you crossed over with it, or were you? I mean,
I know this, that I'm on the cover of that New York Magazine article that coined the Brat Pack.
Okay, so then you were part of the Brat Pack.
Oh yeah,
I mean, as much as I would like to deny it, but you know what? I think it's cool. I think having a name.
It's great.
Those were great movies. They were John Hughes movies and all those
great movies. Great hooky name for your club. Mayor Winningham, Ali Sheedy.
Yep,
she's a great actress. Ali Sheedy.
See, I know it all.
You know who's in the St. Elmo's Fud.
Yeah. Now that's good. But did you see this Breakfast Club? That was kind of cool.
It was great. It was so cool to see them on stage. I haven't been able to see or find the entirety of the interview. I've only seen the clips, but it was super, super sweet to see everybody together and hear them talk about the movie.
It's a clips world. Which one of those, if any, have blocked you? Go ahead.
All of them.
Anthony Michael Hall has blocked you. That I find hard.
He is a nice dude. I saw him at the 50th.
Nice
He's a nice
Did you have him on literally? We had him on Fly.
I did. He was great.
Fly.
He was great.
Charming, smart. Yep.
Yeah.
Great actor. Always was a great actor. He's very amazing in that movie. Breakfast Club for me is the best of that moment in time.
That
movie holds up.
Very cool idea.
Captured that zeitgeist of the 80s perfectly.
Yeah.
And that was the one. If you had
Teacher, Paul Gleason was great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
Fucking grab some wood, bub.
Wow, they don't make movies like that anymore.
They
don't like it.
It's all dog shit.
How about they don't? How do you like that?
I'll sign you up for a movie like that. You want to do a movie? Sorry, go back into Gervitz. All right. Now, Rob, we were going to talk to you a little bit about the state of the state, because nothing too heavy, because we're all a bunch of idiots. We literally don't know.
Well, it started with his comment about the floor. Sorry to interject, but that was interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The floor is shot on Mars with the space origin.
It's easier for us to shoot on the outer rings of Mars.
No shit.
Than it is.
It turns out that's less cost prohibitive than shooting it in Los Angeles.
I will tell you this, Rob, just to for sure interrupt you.
Yes.
Well, I did a game show, which those game shows are kind of interesting because they can always come back.
Snake out, snake eyes.
Snoik oil. Don't do that. snake oil. And
David, the thing is, you need to be careful when you wear a hat on the one sheet.
Is that a Lorne thing?
It should be, because it's true. I saw you in the straw hat boater, and I thought,
oh, that's right. I had a straw hat going, snake oil.
Riverboat gambler, maybe. Not sure.
It's the hat and cane thing. It's very stubby K.
It's very early Minnie Mouse.
It's fine if you're Hugh Jackman and you're in the Music Man, but if you're
right, this is your best, Lorne. I haven't heard you do it in a while. It's
a good one. It's actually admonishing me for my poster.
Yeah. But to get out Hugh Jackman that's where, because it fits Lorne's rhythm. So Hugh Jackman, it's just
unless you're tap dancing.
Hugh Jackman, but I think what you'll find is you're not,
you don't want to be Clu Gallagher before 1960. So only Rob knows who Clu Gallagher is.
I do not know who that is. I like the idea though.
How does Tarantino do it? He gets these guys from nowhere. He puts Clu Gallagher. And I don't know if it was Once Upon a Time, but whatever. But anyway.
It was Once Upon a Time, yeah.
My story was, before I was so rudely made fun of.
David, it's your turn. Go.
It's not really any story. It's kind of like Rob's. The funny thing about that was we met one night to talk about doing the game show. First of all, these guys are all great, except Fox. And then they said, we talked about what it would be, and it's sort of kind of interesting idea. And they go, we do it in LA, which is not that hard. And I was like, great. So the next day we go to make the deal. And Gervitz goes, okay, here's the deal points, and you shoot it in Ireland. I go, wait, this wasn't even 24 hours later, Mark. It's already been moved to Ireland? So the joke was...
You were hoping Tarzana.
Like what Rob said, is that they just said, well, it's cheaper. And the bigger picture here is I get a lot of complaints and a lot of concerns, of course. We've got a lot of talented makeup people here. We've got a lot of union guys. Why aren't we doing more here? And it's really a big problem that everyone kind of skim jobs over, but it's a problem. And people are leaving town. This is what
I've been able to a number of times say, if I'm doing it, I'm going to do it only in LA. I did that with 911 Lone Star. That was going to move to, it was going to be in where it took place in Texas. It was going to be in Austin.
Sure.
And I was able to keep that production.
That's unreal.
5 seasons, right?
5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I turned down an amazing series that was going to shoot in New York. I asked them to move that to LA, and they couldn't do it, so they just didn't make it at all. Because we know those people that make the movie business work, the technicians, the grips, the electrics, the drivers, the caterers.
They all moved here for one reason. Everyone's here because it's Hollywood, it's Tinseltown, and we're losing that. And we can't just have high taxes and crime. You got to have something to offset it. And it's like, oh, it's Hollywood. We make movies. We got to be here. And it's hard to keep arguing that when they keep going. We got to make it incentivize it.
Right.
And listen, it's not like California is gun shy about throwing money at people.
No shit.
My favorite is the way they draw the line here.
Exactly.
We'll throw money at every class of person that's ever been invented, but when it comes to the people that make Hollywood go, that's the most famous thing about the country, I think they're going to have to prove their
right. Here's $20 billion for homeless. Actually, we lost, but it's somewhere. And then they go, Hollywood, you're going to get $750 million. Aren't you excited? I'm like, for the whole we can't have a B in front of it. Nothing. That's like 4 shows. You do one Avatar. That's $400 million.
Well, and also you don't know if you're going to get it. That's the other thing.
Right.
That's really the other thing, because you can't even. What are you going to do? To go into casting, pre-production, all of that stuff, hoping you literally actually win the lottery, and it is. It's a lottery.
What it is?
Yes, it's bananas. It's like, I mean, look, hey, don't get me started on the state of the state.
Yeah, this is the idea to get you started.
There is one metric that is a little a sidestep I read about, that the cost of living in LA, for all the people we're talking about, a basic home is about $1 million in Los Angeles County.
I believe that.
Easily,
and so that's another driver of people kind of going, I don't know if actually all these people who make movies, the grips, the crews, everything, whether they're moving out of state. Because, well, there's more production in Atlanta, so I'll step outside that thing. But
Austin,
it has to be a cause célèbre. It would have to be someone taking it on and funding it. That we have to at least match the incentives.
Sure.
Which there is a bill at the state assembly.
Yeah, even if it's a push.
Yeah, there's a bill. There's a bill now that apparently is going to be really, really helpful. My understanding of it, and I haven't read the bill itself, but my understanding of it is that it would make California at least on par with New York.
Yeah,
New York does more than us, right?
Right now, oh God, yeah.
Because I never hear any. I hear Boston a lot. I hear New Orleans. I hear Austin.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot where they're making it very easy.
And then
there's also things like this is where, there's enough blame to go around equally. And look, I'm a believer. The IATSE crew are the greatest artisans and technicians in the world. But the unions, I think, also have to come to play ball. I just saw a study of a movie that was, granted, I don't know how long the shooting schedule would have been for, because that would affect the number, but their number for their grip department, which for those of you who don't know, the grips are the people that build the sets, move the walls, do all the construction. The budget was $59,000 for run of the movie in Hungary. In LA, it's $59,000 for the key grip. So,
and how many grips average? Yeah. I mean, 10, 12.
You can see why, if your goal is to get your movie made, your goal is to get your movie made.
Right. Yeah. We did a small movie, Bus Boys, that Theo and I wrote. And I asked, said, can we do it in LA? And Theo was nice enough to say, because he's out in Nashville, spends a lot of time in Austin. And we were talking about Austin. Then I said, is there any way we can do it here? I know it's just a drop in the bucket. It's a small movie, but just the idea we're doing it here. And selfishly, I like it here, but it's also like, I got to practice what I preach. I got to try. Some movies are set other places and it's hard to cheat, but it's hard to cheat Hawaii if you're in LA, whatever. But we did it here, and every single person on that crew was coming up going, I love that you guys are doing it here. I love, because we have nothing. Everyone's scraping by, and I think we're not here to really complain and bitch about everything. We're just trying to say people should just know about this, and I don't even know the easy fix. There's no easy fix, but fuck, it's Hollywood.
The other thing I would add is we're going to be fine. It's
sure
we have the ability to go to different places and do things like that, and we fight to keep it in LA. And sometimes we have the weight to do it. Other times we don't. And these subsidies don't go to the stars. Right? They're not subsidizing you or me, or what they are subsidizing are the working men and women that make this industry work. And I think that there can be a misconception. It's like, oh, these, very famous actors are getting subsidized. It's not us that's getting subsidized. It's the people that need it. The people who are getting crushed.
I think 18,000 jobs have been lost in the last few years. We had the pandemic, and then we had sort of a recession, and we had the strikes. And I don't have enough information to know the input of that, whether some of the studios said, okay, we get that. We'll just go to London. We'll go to Ireland. So it is very complex. But those are the people we're talking about who laid down roots in LA, have worked here for maybe multiple generations. And the work is really dried up. It's a severe recession in the interior of that business. I mean, studios have never been this. Actual physical studios are just sitting there. So we want to keep it, and we want to do it in the smart way. But if Rob wants to run for mayor next time, the cycle's up. Karen Bass is, she's doing fine, but I think that I would support.
He hasn't read this bill, so he'll fit right in.
Great. I'm already halfway there. I haven't read what's in it, but I like it.
I love it. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Like the three of us don't get affected as much. Even Busboys, we funded ourselves, so it was a little more, but at that level, it wasn't that much more. But when you get these budgets that are, 50 million, obviously these movies are getting bigger and bigger, and 100 million.
The sort of competitive threshold is 30%. You can get 30% of your budget back.
It's that high. Wow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's sort of that's basically Atlanta, England, Hungary, Canada. And look, it fluctuates a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes it's a little bit more. My favorite now is, hey, you're going to go shoot it in Toronto. And then you get to Toronto and they go, well, actually, you're shooting it in Hamilton.
Is that outside of Toronto?
That's the new Toronto.
Hamilton is the new Toronto because there's even more money to be picked up.
How far is that?
More nickels lying under the maples up there in Hamilton because you're 60 miles outside of Toronto. So even Toronto's not good enough now. I mean, when the bean counters finally have their way with us, we literally will be shooting in space.
All right, Dana, we're going to talk about a couple things here.
This is a little serious.
We're adults.
We're adults in the room.
And if you're a dude and you're an adult, if you're over the age of 12, you might have
18.
18, yeah. Well, sometimes things don't work down there.
Yes.
Exactly, perfectly. And it's uncomfortable, and I see you blushing, but we have to talk about these things. Hims is a product. It just helps get some gas back in the tank.
Well, if ED is getting you down, Hims will help you get up and get more confidence. No pun intended.
The treatment so you can get things working, last longer whenever the mood strikes.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, I get you mean. Yeah.
Listen, dealing with ED can be uncomfortable. Not for me. I talk about it all day.
No, David, seriously, if you're feeling a little stalled out in the bedroom, Hims is for you.
It's directed at me. And Hims provides a comfortable solution with an all online process and personalized treatment options, which is the best way to do it.
Yeah, Hims is literally changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch, digital, online. Boom.
Yeah, they give you access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments. Like there's chewable tablets, there's Viagra, there's Cialis, and there's some generics for up to 95% less than those.
What? Yes, the process is 100% online. So there's no need for the doctor visit, all uncomfortable and awkward. Hey, doc, I wonder. That's out the window. Nothing like that. Just fill out the intake form on their site. A medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. David,
there's no more, hey, doctor, having a little problem with the pup tent. It's not going on.
How many euphemisms?
Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers. You can find an ED option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/superfly. That's HIMS.com/superfly for your personalized ED treatment options.
HIMS.com/superfly. The featured products include compounded products which are not approved nor verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. So in layman's terms, non-show business terms, with that tax credit, say you're going to make a movie and your budget is 10 million and you go to one of these countries with this tax break, all of a sudden you have maybe 15 million in a sense to spend. Okay. So that's
right on actors, on housing. I mean, I think, I forgot.
Well, the other
also what it does. Oh, Rob, this is what I was going to say. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that the benefits are, let's say you're doing it in Boston. We did grown-ups out there. The benefits are there's a tax break for the city, which they have to cover, but everybody comes to stay in their hotels. They make money. Everyone goes to eat every night. They make money. You're going around the city. You're buying groceries. Everything is being helped in that city, and that's the idea to get you there. And then you see the city. Maybe you want to move there one day. So all that is a plus. So that's kind of how they rationalize it. But here we have so many facilities and so many ways to make a movie, make it really, really easy. And then it just starts to dry out. And I'm not going to say it's fully gone, but it is red alert.
Just in distress. I mean, it is our tax base. It creates a lot of revenue, and it is global fame. It's a global attraction. Although the Hollywood side is still there.
Yeah.
But the ecosystem of it, the car wash that goes out of business, the smaller restaurants, the catering companies that go out of business.
For sure.
Spreads
Yeah.
everywhere.
It trickles down in a way that people don't really understand. They think Hollywood and they think stars. And it really isn't about that. It truly isn't. Because like I said, we'll always get the phone call to go somewhere. But, you know, my guy that does all the wardrobe for my show, or who does, does all the lighting, that phone is not ringing. And they got kids in school, and it's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So something will be done because it has to be done. And who could be listening to this podcast? Governor Newsom.
Who can do something? Newsom?
What are your analytics like on this podcast? Who's listening? Who's in that? Like, if they give you that sample, like
single women under 25. No, it's we have a mature audience, people who vote and pay taxes, and I'd say
no. We have a pretty older crowd. It's probably split down the middle, men and women, and
well, listen, it wouldn't hurt, in all seriousness, since we're doing it. If you're listening to this in California and you're so inclined, pick up the phone and call your congressman, or more importantly, it would be your state representative, because right now it's a state issue. So call your state representative. Really, seriously, just email them, drop them a line. That really moves the needle. People always think, oh, well, I'm just one person, but I was on a show called The West Wing, and I learned a little bit about politics. And they have a metric. It's probably changed in the 25 years, but if one person phone calls, they look at it mathematically. That means that is the way that at least 10 other people are feeling who didn't call.
Makes sense. Yeah. Well, what about the governor? Is that a place to start too?
Yeah, it seems like he's on board with this now. But he's going to need the votes. That's my understanding. So I think I think the governor is on board, but we're going to need the votes. I've seen, like I said, I think there are people that don't want to help Hollywood, even in California. I mean, Hollywood does a great job sometimes of stepping in it and making us all look like buffoons. And sometimes it comes back to haunt us. And I think that there are people that don't want to throw a lifeline to what they consider Hollywood.
Frivolous.
Yeah, it has a bad image, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, listen, you watch enough award shows, and I can understand.
These pampered, self-righteous, clueless moron. Ricky Gervais said it all at his famous speech.
Good. Oh my God!
One of the great and funniest moments you could ever see on a YouTube clip. I could never not love it. Thank you, God, and fuck off. You know nothing. You've been nowhere. It's like,
you know nothing. You've seen nothing. People tell you what to say. They tell you where to go. They tell you what to wear. Don't tell us anything about anything.
So get your little award, thank you, God, and fuck off.
Amazing. I love him.
Well, maybe we'll let Rob go because he's very nice to jump on and talk to us. Rob, we miss you.
Just quickly, anything else? I mean, you always have so much going on. Don't you do another podcast? No, whatever.
You can literally 7 things.
Lowe.
Literally is going strong. I'm loving doing it. Get it wherever you get your podcast. I've started really paying attention to filming it like you guys do, which is a bummer because now I have to make sure my toupee is.
Too.
What? I meant my hair.
I'll give you my guy.
You're perfect. The one who said the best hair in Hollywood in history.
Who has it?
Well, I think I thought it was Richard Gere, but you said it was someone else, something O'Brien. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm transposing different.
Conan's hair is pretty fucking good.
Conan's hair on the Oscars was amazing.
That's my hair. That's my hair girl.
Oh, she did a great job on it.
I like on one specific thing. He was
great on the Oscars. Sometimes on his podcast, it's not his best day, but he's always great. But he was great on the Oscars.
Yeah, I love him. He's going to always have. You always have.
Look at mine's not too bad today. They get mad when I say I look at my hair, but Dana and I were arguing that when you're in here, my face looks all bright from the goddamn light in my eyes, and then the hair. But the hair's got a little flip to it.
Yeah.
Rob has such good hair, he covers it up. He doesn't give a shit. And I'm like, fuck, if I had that hair, I would never put a hat on again.
I know that's a great irony is I've got good hair, but I do like when the Dodgers win the World Series, I got a sport.
Yeah, they got a good chance, dude.
They're pretty.
Didn't you have the hat that said NFL on it or something?
I did. Just go teams.
It's actually funny. Go teams.
Go teams. I want everybody to win.
We did one movie up in Toronto, but we were pretty much in Toronto. I did 2 in Toronto.
It was a Tommy Boy story.
Tommy Boy was in Toronto.
And I'll tell you another thing. All of the Brat Pack movies you talk about, all John Hughes movies were in Chicago.
That was cool,
They weren't in Chicago. Yes, there were tax breaks. There's always been tax breaks. This is not a new thing.
No.
It's just gotten way, 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 way out of control.
Yeah.
It's a global thing now.
But there was a thing where everything shot in Chicago in the 80s. But it wasn't for every one movie that shot in Chicago, there were still 5 or 10 shooting.
Yeah, there's a Chicago backdrop too to some of those Blues Brothers out there.
Yeah, John Hughes lived there. He wasn't going to come to LA. Yeah.
I have one question before we let you go. Do you literally, no pun intended or whatever, does the show the floor take 100 Americans and put them up in Dublin or where? So you import this audience because obviously they don't have Irish accents when they win or they come up. And that's still cheaper to bring 100 people on and put them up?
Yes. And listen, Gordon Ramsay did all his Master Chef stuff was in Ireland for years. Mm-hmm. Some of it still is, but you would be I think beat Shazam. I mean, it's right now they do it. First of all, they do it very, very well. They know what they're doing.
Sure.
They're top of their class. Mm-hmm. The experience is great. And I love it. But at the end of the day, I would like to, keep our industry alive if we could. But at the end, listen, these companies have a fiduciary responsibility. They're not in the charity business. They never will be. They never were. And I get why they flee California. Yeah. By the way, all businesses. California makes it impossible.
Yeah,
California makes it impossible.
If you're a successful business, you're sort of on the enemy's list. They don't like that.
Yes, 100%. And
how do we squash it?
I tell you what you do. Nobody changes until they're in enough pain.
Right.
Whatever your thing is in your life, change is hard. A lot of times it requires tough choices, facing truths you don't want to face, whatever it is. And it takes being in enough pain to do it. Maybe our industry and California in particular is in enough pain to finally make some changes to what is unsustainable, absolutely unsustainable.
Absolutely. And just compete in the free market. We've got places to compete. Let's keep stacking
whatever they're doing, we should do. Like, let's make it an even playing field.
When Chucky Chaplin
Chaz
came to LA and in the Hollywood Renaissance there, and Buster Keaton, they like the weather, they liked, those are romantic times, but we just have to compete, and I know we can. And I want to thank you both for being on Dana Today. This is a sub podcast we have. Now let's start the Superfly.
Thanks for being on, David and Kelly.
You guys are the best.
Thanks, Rob. Great to see you, bud.
If you ever
no straw hats. I got the message. This is all about telling me no straw hats.
No, the cane was really the bridge too far.
I mean, they say hold it for one picture out of 1,000. They only need one. I literally was like, I'll hold this for 2 seconds. They're like, we'll never use it. We'll never use it.
If you were
driving down the Fox lot and you see that huge.
You're like, hey, is that Jiminy Cricket?
Was that also was there a chicken in the background?
Nice try, Rob. Let's not make it worse than it was. There was no chicken.
I think there was a farm animal.
I said no to the chicken, I think.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you're listening to this podcast, please Google David Spade snake oil ad campaign.
Yeah. Lauren had a whole dinner.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that.
Oh,
it's a career killer.
David, the other thing is, barbershop quartet is a line that discontinued.
It doesn't scream comedy. It sings it. Okay, that's enough out of Rob. I'm getting mad. Rob, okay, thanks,
whatever you're gonna do.
Bye, crazy man.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh.
All right.
Dana,
I know this
shit.
is weird. We've done this a long time, but could I get just a picture of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, your best look. Okay, show them what that look is, and they'll look back at me.
You
Great.
poked it pretty hard. You got it?
Yeah. Well, I had to
Jeez.
mime it.
Oh, yeah.
It's comedy shtick.
Akajish.
Well, here we are. You can see our whole bodies. It's not an illusion. Or it's not. Are we dreamboats? No. Are we? Have we been on a boat?
At least we're
Do we
not the
dream?
same person that everyone accuses us of.
Yeah.
I was going through the comments, Dana, and just
I
blocking
know.
people. And no, I didn't.
I
block.
go through other podcast comments and pretend they're about me.
I compare comments of other YouTubes and go, oh, the people hated them. They're pretty nice to us. That's good.
My wife leads a little comment sheet, that types it out every day. So I get comments on how I was the day
Oh, she does
before.
on the fridge
Yeah, it's like comments. It's called. It's just
about
like
your performance and said, that one guy looks stupid. You're like, was that about me, honey? That's funny. So Dana, I was on the road. I know
You were on the
riveted
road.
by my stories
Cha-ching.
about the what's the tour called? Oh, yeah, I got a feel for it.
Yeah.
So I was on the tour. It just
Okay.
started. We did New Jersey
New Jersey.
and we
Okay.
did Boston,
Okay.
and then and I got some coming up in Omaha, Des Moines, and what? St. Louis. Oh, that'll be good.
God.
Home of Nikki Glaser. I know it is a fucking grind. And America, I'm the biggest pussy, so please come out because to get on stage, to limp on stage after all the travel
I know.
is like,
For the
and
love of God.
do you
go
want me to
to
still do
David's
my
show.
act? I just want to get there and touch the mic and go, I did it. Let's go. But when I hear the roar of the crowd.
You've been everywhere, man.
So here's what happens, Dana.
All right, so which,
you would blow your
which
brains
town
out.
or which flight?
The hike, Heather went on this one. I was with Dan Levy, Catherine Blanford. Heather went to just sort of supervise the children. So
Okay.
we go all the way out there. We get one of these first class, right? But they kind of, planes more. I should have checked with you. It's
yeah.
not the one that they say it's like a little small apartment.
Well, no, it's domestic.
Yeah.
So it's very rarely a wide body. Do you know the difference between a wide body
I
and
do
a
not.
narrow body?
Is it a
It's 2
737?
and 2, not 2, 3 and 2. Seats, that is.
Wait, so it's 2 on the outside, 3 in the middle? Is that a wide body?
Can be, depending on how they configure it. So you're probably on a Max, one of those ones that tend to go, but it's all right. Super Max.
Super crash. So I went on and I was in first because sometimes I do coach, sometimes I do first.
Mm-hmm.
This lingo.
Goes to sleep.
I did. No, this leg I sit in first. But it was so squinchy. I couldn't really camp out in there. It was pretty basic. So it's just 8 hours of reading Us magazine. And my monitor was on the fritz, my TV. They're like, oh, yeah. And I go, and my Wi-Fi doesn't work. So I'm really raw dogging it. How long can I read the barf bag?
Well, I have a fear of flying. And what's great is on some flights, I try to get on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I try for like 4 hours.
That's the first
and then
half
we'll
of
be
your
landing
flight.
shortly. And all I did the entire flight was try to get the Wi-Fi.
More like
to work.
Tri-Fi. When I get on it, it goes credit card. This isn't your thing didn't match. And I'm like, and they're like, we're almost there, folks. I'm like, yeah, I haven't
You're
gotten
wrestling
shit.
with a robot. I mean, I want to give them my money.
No, here's the thing. The Wi-Fi works when you sign up for it and you pay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it works perfectly. Then suddenly it's on the fritz. Then it can't do anything. I'm like, how did the money get there so fast?
Well,
How did that work?
I don't get on Wi-Fi when I want to pay. Is what I'm trying to say. Anyway,
No, I'm saying
so-
I pay for it and then
Right.
it won't go through after
No,
that.
I know that's the worst. Okay, that's the double worst.
Yeah, I'm rat fucked.
So you made it.
So there I am. There I am in beautiful New Jersey. So I walk around, do a few bits, on the street just to warm up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Say
show's
hello.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Great crowd. Next day, this is where it gets complex, Dana. Stay close.
I'm listening.
I have to take a ghetto little puddle jumper to go. It's only like a 39-minute flight, right? So it's
a puddle jumper.
Well, like a smaller plane. You'd hate it.
See-
You'd hate it.
I've been on every plane.
It's not props, but it's a little skinny one. And now I go, it'll be fun if we're on coach together, jam together. So I get on and they go, oh, you should get on first. Let's get on first. Bad idea. You get on first to give so you have luggage room.
Right.
You've never been in coach. I should have showed. I should have taken
I
pictures.
started out
for
in coach for years.
Oh, you've been there. You remember?
Yes.
So I get my bags up. Now I'm squinched, and now we start the taxi. I have a show that night, so you get a little itchy. Like, let's go, let's taxi, let's get this thing.
Right,
going.
right.
So I'm like, are we driving there? I'm like, hey, there's the airport. Oh no, we're driving over here.
Taxiing.
We're taxiing for 1 hour. You would have
really
flipped.
1 hour?
Yep. And then we're sitting there, and I'm like, everyone closes their window on the plane. That's a new thing. Open. I want to see where I am in the world. Oh, we're still on the runway. We're about 5 feet from the gate. And then after an hour, and people are, they're putting their stuff in their butts in my face. I'm like, I don't really care about coach. This one was so tight, and so these tight butts in front of me. So I go, okay. And then they go, hey, it's your captain. We got a little snafu up. Snafu up here.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, we got 9 computers and 8 of them are working, but the other one, I go for it. I'm like, I don't care. 8's fine. I don't know what the 9th one does. I'm gambling. It doesn't do a lot. But if we got 8 that are pumping it out, working hard. And so he goes, we're just going to go back to the gate and check it out. Back to the gate.
Those. Oh, that's a real.
And you're fucked when he goes, actually, we're going to have you grab your stuff and get off the plane just while we figure this out.
Well, that's better, because sometimes you sit on the plane, maintenance is going to check it out. So you see a guy in an orange jumpsuit with a wrench, goes into the cockpit, comes out, he's sweating, and he's shaking his head like this as he walks out.
And he goes, get off.
Not giving a lot of confidence.
He's got
I don't know,
socket wrench. He's going, is it righty, tighty, lefty, loosey?
I don't know, man.
So I get off, and I feel better that I'm off, but I go, we got to rent a car and go. We got to just go. Because my flights, I got to get to Boston. I cannot disappoint my
You went for
fans.
the car thing.
So we start calling a car, and then they go, well, it looks like we found a plane. We're going to get on in a half hour. I go, it's cutting it close. And then they go, well, our plane's, it's leaving from Charlotte soon. I'm like, oh, so it's not here. So what was that story? So we see a pilot, and we go, dude, cut the bullshit. Give it to me right down the middle. Is this plane going to take off, or should I get in that car? He goes, I'm one of the pilots. They usually, if they say a plane's coming, we're going. I'm like, okay, because our window's closed now for a car. So we wait. About an hour later, they load us up. Hour of taxiing. Get there, beep, bop, boop, bop, bop, beep. This and that and this.
Mm-hmm.
Run on stage, crush, crush, kill,
crush,
kill,
crush,
crush.
Kill. Standing O, standing O, standing O.
Kill,
Kill,
down,
kill,
stand
crush,
up again,
ovation.
jumping
Kill,
jacks.
kill.
Okay,
Stand
everyone's shooting off bottle rockets, Roman candles. Anyway, great show, worked out. And that's a story that could have been 20 seconds.
I have a 20-second one. So my wife and I are in Paris, metaphorical cigar. We don't travel ever. And we're going on an A380. It's like basically a shopping mall with wings. It's so huge. And they drive you out in this car, and they're playing music. And we go up on the gangway, and it's French. It's Air France. So guys like Mauricio Vallier, for you older folks, he's a charming French guy, and he meets us. We are pretty much probably going to take off, but right now we have a maintenance problem. So I suggest you go back to your lounge and come later. So guess what? They fixed it. We went, and I was not happy on the climb out.
The climb out. Is that when you leave and go like that?
Well, once the first 20 seconds are the most dangerous part of a flight. So you just wait. If you go to 2 minutes, the odds go to 20 million to 1. So I just allow myself to be nervous.
After how long? 2 minutes?
I allow myself to be nervous for 2 minutes. I count from 1 to 120 back to 0. And then I just go, fuck it. Yeah. And then this is before I go to the airport though. Sorry. Good night. Boom!
But that's it. So I did that, got back. My voice was a little low, and we had Larry David today, and I go, he better not think I'm sick. He will flip the fuck out. I'm not sick, guy. It's called being super fucking tough. That's what
he does. I don't think he's phobic, because afterwards he was so great. I just spit my palm in front of him. Put it there, pal.
Yeah, I saw
and he
that.
did.
Yeah.
It's a big handshake.
He wanted to wrestle out there. I'm like, wrestle? I don't wrestle. He's like, no, just grapple around a little bit, take our shirts off. I go,
he gave me the whiskers like my dad. He got on top of me and he's like rubbing it.
Oh, that's fun. You know what the most embarrassing part of that is when you get a boner and you're like,
this did not happen
Aren't you
with
my
our
dad?
friend Larry David.
No,
it didn't happen. This is Jerry Seinfeld coming into Superfly just to say, no.
He was great though. But he's on Fly on the Wall right now.
He's literally on as we speak. He's on there, and he was. He had two.
A purple nurple.
He had 2 tomato boom booms at the Desperate Sponge. I've done these Carson things for the last 3 years.
It's working.
I've got Desperate Sponge, and I have not been able to beat it. But I have one I'm going to try right now in Superfly that doesn't beat it, but for some reason it really makes me laugh. I had 2 double daiquiris at Banana Dan's.
At the Prickly Porcupine.
Banana Dan's is funny, right?
I know, that's a quicker one.
Because Aaron...
No, it's funny.
I'm sorry.
Listen, by the way, it sounds chaotic, but we have our buds coming in here to jump in and join for the news. Because I'm more amazed, even though our stories are dumb, I'm more amazed we're both sitting here and we get to show our whole hands and body. It's fun.
Right. We're showing our legs, feet, hands.
You get to see the Carrie Underwood calves I got going on here.
I'll just say it. Gap, Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Gap,
Dana,
10
what are you
years
wearing?
old, 10 years old, or Banana Republic.
Cords.
Banana Republic, stolen, Levi.
Whole outfit,
How much
$39.
is this little cutie? Whoops.
Ooh, don't give yourself LASIK with the glare.
Bling. Don't be jealous. It's solid
my
gold
God.
with a solid diamond arm.
It's a Rolex.
Whoops.
No, I have one good watch, and our mystery guest is coming down the stairs. One of our old buddies.
Oh, this is fun. We do have a mystery guest.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to advertise. We've not advertised our guest, and we're
I
going
don't
to
think
see
so.
who it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Carol
You might
Channing will
recognize
be
him
here in a
from
minute.
the title. Yeah, as we stare at the door now like 2 puppies.
Brooke Shields is.
Oh, we got to get Brooke Shields on.
She's great. I flew with her once.
I hear Heather
right, thanks, Mr.
yapping in the
Guest.
hallway.
It's our
Okay.
mystery guest.
Hey,
Interesting.
we're going, Kev. So just come sit down or
It's
whatever.
just
your name is.
rolling. You're just walking into television. Careful.
This is like the Tonight Show. Let's bring out our first guest. Hey, what's good to see you, bud?
There it is. Kevin Nealon.
I brought you guys a little gift.
Oh my God, that's the first time anyone brought us something.
Whoa!
Good job, Gilligan. Anyone try these fucking chairs?
I said Kevin is a properly sized
One
man.
for one.
I told him to give you space. And
They got a
didn't listen to
fucking
me.
box of groceries for some reason over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're fine. So what is this stuff? Let me see.
That is, it's little cream puffs.
Dana, I'm a little bit of a spendy Susie, if you know what I mean.
A boozy Susie and a spendy Susie.
Yeah, I'm more of a boozy Susie, but yeah.
You are a spendy spender. Yeah.
And a lot of our listeners are nice enough to write in and say, you look like you drank a lot and slept on your face. But that's just constructive criticism.
Well, it's very concise, and you don't really drink very much. I'll tell the fans, but
Just puffy. This is where Klarna comes in.
Mhm.
Klarna is your everyday smarter spending partner, which is what a lot of people need. A lot of my friends definitely need it. It allows you to make smarter decisions with your money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes good to have a partner like that.
And I'll say it again. Klarna, which I assume is Swedish. Klarna is your smarter everyday spending partner.
Shoppers can use Klarna's Pay in 4 product to split their purchase into 4 interest-free payments.
That's right. Here's some key takeaways. Listen up, brother. Klarna offers a Pay in 4 product where you don't have to pay interest. I think that's a good thing.
You can pay with Klarna at merchant checkout, in the Klarna app, or with the Klarna card.
You can also compare prices at your favorite stores and earn cash back when you shop in the app.
They're making it effortless for in-app shoppers to get more value from every purchase. So choose Klarna at your favorite retailers or shop now at Klarna.com. CA resident loans made or arranged pursuant to a California finance law license. NMLS number 1353190.
Klarna, balance account required. Klarna may get a commission. Limitations, terms, and conditions apply.
That's right, they do.
I'm just gonna say it. It's a Klarna summer.
We just show clips from the internet and we'll see if
Right now, I would not join a modern day hunting party of men because the question is 100 men versus one full grown silverback gorilla.
No chance.
And there are people out there like this that are saying that 100 guys would win. And no, they wouldn't. No, just flat out no. A gorilla's skin, you can't bite through it. Their bones, somewhere between.
There goes
2
my
and 4
plan.
times
Learn that
as
the
thick
hard
and
way.
dense as ours. Their hand, like their grip force, is something
Their
like
grip.
1,300
You can
pounds.
talk over.
That means
Could make
that
you
with
jizz in
one
2
hand,
seconds.
They could
You know,
crush
if they
your
came at
skull.
them one
Now,
at a
dudes,
time,
this is what you're fighting.
they
When
wouldn't
stand
win.
up,
The
they are
gorilla would win.
6
But I think
feet
if they
tall.
all
They
jumped
weigh
on him at
about
the same time
400 pounds
and poked
on
his eyes
average.
out,
Yeah, I think that the
No.
trick is the eyes or the nuts.
I
yeah.
think if the gorilla just put its giant arms down and just sat back and went, "Go ahead, your best shot."
Yoda?
Sorry, substitute Yoda. How do you do a gorilla talking, Kevin?
Well, here's what I would do.
Yeah,
I
what's
think
this?
Dave, you
All
were
you
onto
want.
something. Spotty was onto something. You take the balls and you shove them in the eye sockets. You
Whoa,
cannot see
co-
through balls. You cannot
That's
see
true.
through balls.
So
Which
then
is
he's
the name of my
blinded.
You
special.
can't
and
see
ready
through
to be
mine, I'll tell you
pummeled.
that.
What
Many
would
have
Hans and
tried.
Franz say about a gorilla?
Well, let me tell you something, Hans. There's no maths for us. You get us
Yeah.
in the jungle and we just go ape
Yeah.
crazy.
Ape
We
shit,
humans were not a primitive primate.
You don't need 100, you need 2. You 2, Hans and Franz.
You have no.
How many guys would it take though to take down let's say a chipmunk? Let's start with a chipmunk.
Yeah. A
Say a
chipmunk,
ground
4
squirrel
guys.
first. You know?
Yeah.
And then
No.
you work up. This guy, here's what would happen. You're right, Kevin. The strategy is I'd start with a push fight. Just let the gorilla get a feel for him,
Yeah.
Okay, he is pretty strong.
Yeah, what are you looking
His
at?
skin is
What's your
Teflon.
problem?
Okay. And then I'd tell everyone else to go first because he's going to get winded. I mean, but if he's just plowing through guys, it's hard. You need everyone to go at once, like go, and then everyone grab an arm or something. But it's too tough.
Kevin?
It is too tough. Well, they say to get rid of a shark, you just punch him in the nose.
Yeah.
So maybe that works with a gorilla too.
Yeah.
You know what
How
I mean?
about this, guys?
I think we should try it.
1 foot or maybe 18 inches of water or maybe 2 feet of water, great white and a gorilla fighting in 2 feet of water.
Mm,
Okay, I got the plan.
where's Mr. Beast?
I got the plan right here.
He'll put this together.
I don't know why we didn't think about this earlier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have some kind of ether, and you put it over his nose and mouth and knock him out with the
Okay.
ether, with a bag of
Right.
a cloth
Yeah.
of ether, put it over,
Propofol.
and then he's out, and you just stomp on him, I guess.
I'd say 100 guys
Well, I
with,
think
all
that's
with
cheating.
chainsaws. 100 guys
What?
with chainsaws versus the gorilla.
I guess they're saying you can't use any kind of weapon.
Yeah,
I
I
know, but
would
this is-
think you don't even have
this
to
is-
say that.
Please, this is new rules. Okay, people.
Okay.
New rules. 100 guys with chains.
Yeah.
I can't. Sorry, Bill.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this worth it? Let me see. Mathematician who refused to accept.
A Fields Medal and the $1 million Clay Prize.
Yeah, he wins a prize and they give him $1 million.
That looks like Bill Hader in makeup, right?
What is $1 million clay prize?
I don't know. Play it. Let's see if
That's
it's
what
worth
we
the
wanna
shit.
know.
Oh, he's not interested in money or fame. I don't want to be on display like an animal at the zoo. I'm not a hero to mathematics. Oh, finally.
You were disturbing me. I'm picking mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. This guy's
So he
just out
gets a
fucking-
prize and he just rejects it? Is that
Yeah,
the
he's
whole...
old school. He's like, I just do math, dude. Get out. I'm not trying to be in Goodwill Hunting.
Man, what are your favorite heroes of mathematics?
I've got a lot.
Oh, you
fuck.
got to start with Newton.
You got to start with Newton.
You
The
got to
list
start
is
with
in my
Newton.
car.
He is Isaac
Yeah.
Newton.
And if we knew another mathematician, we would say
Yeah,
that's the next guy.
Einstein.
Karl Marx was an incredible at arithmetic.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and a great comedian, too.
Yeah, he had an abacus. COVID much?
I'm okay. Thanks for running over.
Were
to
you
give me
good
the
at
Heimlich.
math in high school?
I was very good at
Spotty?
math.
You
yes.
were
This
good.
guy's a whiz kid.
Really?
I was a whiz kid, but
Yeah.
I got out of it. I think I hit a wall. Something stupid like geometry didn't click with me.
Yeah.
All my scholarships went down the drain.
That was the only one I was good at was geometry.
meet mop,
square Algebra.
peg.
I like that the
Robot
best
boys.
because I'm good with pictures,
Oh yeah.
but there's numbers I'm not good with. Pictures, yeah.
Were you good at
Symbols.
multiple choice?
Yes, for the SAG.
Can I give you one?
Yeah.
Okay. What doesn't belong here? Apple, pear, banana, tank.
What kind of banana? Is it Chiquita? This is a trick question.
Yeah, it is.
Is tank the name of a fruit?
Kevin was shocked when and he
knew you
said
had
if
something.
math was more pictures than numbers, he would have been great.
I would have.
Turns out it's so much.
pictures.
It's more numbers, I think.
What's your top 5 worries in just your personal life? Is climate change in the mix?
Kevin, is your number one worry? You're set
COVID
at the
much?
improv.
My number one worry is that gorilla.
Just yeah.
Is it if it's that gorilla they showed, I would be scared. But go ahead.
How about 1,000 men trying to take it down?
How about me taking on 100 gorillas and let's see what the fuck's
No,
going
you're
on?
talking.
How about
man. Now
one
you're talking.
gorilla
Yeah, now you're
takes
talking.
down 1,000?
Well, I think the top 5 worries. I think for everybody is, except for Spade, is
Health.
financial.
Financial.
Yeah, and then health.
Mhm. Right.
Right? And
yeah.
and then your car,
They always say invest wisely.
And then bags under your eyes.
bag
That's one of
eyes,
mine. That's one of mine.
and then any kind of
carpal
rash.
tunnel.
Thanks, comments.
Carpal tunnel. Did you honestly? No joke. Did you sleep on your face last night?
Someone called me a pound puppy.
That's what people say. I'm sorry. I'm
Do
not
you know
being-
those old pound puppies? They have dogs with big, droopy, baggy eyes.
Yeah.
I'm going to Brad Pitt's guy, and I'm going to say, take a samurai, do whatever.
Do
I don't
you
care.
Mm-mm.
why Brad Pitt? Has he?
I don't think he just looks good. If anyone looks good, I want to.
do you use a CPAP machine at night?
Do I?
Yeah,
I do not. Do you want me to?
it's kind of fun.
What does it help?
It helps if you're snoring or if you wake up with sleep apnea, where you're
How
gasping
do you know
for
you
breath.
have it?
Oh, you'll wake up.
I do it. Yeah, I do that.
You wake up and you're gasping?
Yeah.
I do that.
Oh, what if you wake up and you're kind of like, that was a sexy dream? You don't have apnea, right?
No.
Have you ever waken up with a boner? Let's look at a clip.
Not mine.
That's me.
By the way, like these two guys, because we're just in here together, like Kevin's rhythm comedically and yours, just there's symmetry
Yes.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
But who came
You're
first?
different, but still.
Oh, Kevin.
By the way, we can mention it here, mention it later. Kevin is shooting a special
Yes.
at the Irvine Improv. Great room,
Great room.
incredible.
What are the
room.
dates?
The date's going to be May 10th. May
Oh,
10th, Saturday
perfect.
at the Irvine Improv. And
Two shows.
2 shows,
times?
6 and 8:30.
Irvine Improv.
Irvine,
Kevin
tickets are
Nealon.
going very quickly.
Low ticket warning.
Low
ticket
Ir-
warning.
No, Irvine does fill up, and it's such a good comedy crowd.
They're really
Great
good.
comedy.
Yeah,
crowd.
people should
Yeah.
check this out because Kevin, I've been watching for years and years, and always guaranteed funny. I see you doing even practice sets at the Improv, killing.
Kevin Nealon is everybody's.
Yeah.
All the comedians know he's one of the all-time greats.
Everybody's friend's favorite comedian. Now, you know, they say that.
Mhm.
Nate Bargatze goes, I'm everyone's mother's favorite comedian.
Yeah, right.
Is
right.
this? Do you feel like you're at the top of your game coming in?
I'm at the top of my
Think like an
game.
athlete.
I'm at the top of my game,
Yep.
and it is downhill after this. I'll tell you that. But I'm telling you, I've been working a lot on the road lately,
Mhm.
and I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of funny. I'm kind of
Oh,
funny.
you are.
Yeah, and I can't wait to do this. Actually, I'm really, I did other specials before, and I was kind of worried about it. And, do the
Yeah.
exact same thing each show.
Mhm.
But now I'm just going in. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
That's
It
all
is
it's
such a
about.
mind thing. If you
It
just
is a mind
go
thing.
with that. Let's keep talking.
Okay, keep talking.
So we're talking about Kevin's special. Tickets are going very, very fast.
Irvine Improv.
May 10th,
May
Irvine
10th, man,
Improv.
I'm
And
so
he's at the
excited.
top of his
Top
game.
of my game.
It is like an athletic thing.
Spotty, I got to tell you this.
Mhm.
I've been doing a lot of research on specials. I've talked to Dana about this, and I've been going on Netflix. By the way, there's like 1,000 specials on
Yeah.
Netflix, so I don't think there's specials anymore.
Right.
So I'm looking at different
Fair.
backdrops that people are using, to get an idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came across yours, and I thought, well, let me hear what Spade does in his act in the beginning. Let me see how he gets into it. And you did a bit that was exactly like a bit I was going to do in
Oh,
the beginning.
really?
Yeah. And I thought, oh my God, that was my coming out of the gate, get him on my side, and then I could just cruise for the rest of the show.
You
Okay.
can still do
And
it.
what is the bit?
The bit is, I just do a truncated, but he really milks it. He's got a better way of doing it. But I say, so I'm outside, right? I'm out front of the club, and I'm talking to this woman. I don't know who she is, fan. And she's one of these people who likes to announce that she's a hugger before she hugs you.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, I'm a hugger. And I said, well, I'm a kisser. She wasn't a hugger anymore. And then I go on. But so I'm watching Spade's thing.
It's
and
a
I'm going,
good quickie.
oh, shit.
Is that
Okay.
in your special?
It was kind of because it was during COVID.
No,
This
it
woman
was
goes,
a
I'm
big-
a hugger. And then
Hold
she
on.
goes,
He's an ass grabber and
and
all
she
that.
didn't say
So
no,
just
yeah.
absolute. Sometimes it happens parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many comedians out there now. I mean, a lot of comics are doing the same hunks, same topics. And I'm going through these things. I'm thinking, okay, got to get rid of that.
No,
Got to get rid of
no,
that.
yeah.
Got to get rid of that.
It's
No one
just,
sees
it's
it
your
all.
spin on it because
Mhm.
back when we started, everyone had a 7-Eleven joke, a McDonald's. But then I was like listening to Dennis Miller and I'm like, well, he's not a hack. He's doing all of them, but he just does his version of it. So as long as it's your version of each joke, who cares?
Well, I like the way you did my version of it.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah, I remember that night you went and saw Kevin at the store. And you go, he was really funny. His opener was great.
I said, I have no
yeah.
ideas for a special. Then I saw him and I go, I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah. And then you said, all of a sudden you had a new act. But you said you saw him there and then you also saw him at the Ice House.
No, I just did one. But Dana was telling you about shots. Dana wasn't happy with his shots.
Yeah, he liked the cowboy shot.
And so you try to go loose. Even this is like, it's really nothing, but it's kind of important.
Well,
Dana and I like to show both of us. So it's just like a more of a bullshit.
Let's let them in on what the cowboy shot is. This is like, it started with Steve Allen, I think, or Carson. Comes out for the monologue. If he had a pair of 6-shooters, you'd still see the bottom of the guns. So it's sort of like mid-upper thigh. And also then if you gesture like, so I went to Nova Scotia, you could still see the hands in the frame.
Yeah, it's wide
and so
enough.
that's the shot you want to stay on most of the time. The special I did, for some reason, they had 8 cameras. They didn't have that shot.
Yeah.
They had head to toe or here.
Tight.
And here is good for horror films.
Yeah.
But for comedy, it's editorializing. And when it's that Jimmy Kimmel, Fallon, they all do, Colbert, they all do that cowboy shot.
You
So
should be a
that's-
cinematographer. You're so good at noticing those things.
Thinking of that, I know, I can't help
Well,
it.
when there's
I
always a
think
shot
just-
of sweating, like
Oh, yeah,
tight
it's the
shot.
worst. Yeah.
Some comic, you're like, oh, this guy's working.
I think just the title alone will bring people to my show.
Oh, what is
my
it?
Okay,
special
what's
is
the
called
title?
Loosen the Crotch.
Loosen the crotch?
Loosen the Crotch.
Hilarious.
Mostly.
I like it.
I'm doing one too. It's called What's Up, Bitch?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who is she?
No, I'm trying to top yours. David, if your special wasn't Dandelion, what was it going to be?
It was going to be in between benching.
That's good.
Actually, a friend of mine, Larry Bubbles Brown, is like just very funny. That was where I got the line from. He wanted to name my special, Don't Laugh, Bitch, You're Next.
I don't mind that.
Well, it's such a like painting a picture of something.
Spade, it's called Dandelion?
Yeah.
That's a great title. That's like Chris Rock's, tambourine. You have
I
no
don't mind
idea
one
what
word. It's kind of vague.
Mhm.
And
No,
it
it's
really
nice.
kind of means, because in one of my bits, I say, I almost got in a fight at McDonald's. And I say, guys, I can't get in a fight. I'm a bit of a dandelion. I look tough on TV, but I will,
That's where it comes
I will
from.
break easy. And
No,
then
I
I,
think it's
couldn't think of
good.
a title.
But that's good too,
that's
because you
good.
could kind of refer back to it. So, well, that's, when I did Dandelion,
Yeah.
as opposed to, that's when I did Loosen the Crotch.
Well,
It's not the same,
Don't
really.
you love when people refer to shows they do and truncate it? I knew a guy who
yeah,
worked on Saved by
JSN.
the Bell, and he wanted it to seem more
Yeah.
fancy. He goes,
Yeah.
yeah, that was when I was working on Bell,
Yeah.
And,
SABD.
It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
yeah, we
People call
worked on
Curb.
Bell,
Yeah.
But, I
Bell.
was working on Dandy. That was my Dandy
I know.
special.
Curb Your Enthusiasm went down to Curb, but it could have it's easier than saying, I worked on Enthusiasm. You tighten it that way.
It's
not as
hard to
good.
do that. I don't know
Anyone?
if they'd go Feld. We had a show called Feld.
Seinfeld.
You guys are two of the people I think I could sit and listen to the most and enjoy like a conversation like in a booth at a diner. Not separately. That would be horrible.
Right, because you
but
need
together.
the two.
Yeah.
Well, in Russia, because a Russian friend of mine said this, is that if they go for vodka, they always get a third. So they never have two guys going out. So it's almost intrinsically kind of romantic, just two guys
yeah.
alone. What do you like for a woman to do? So they get a third.
Right.
So right now we're in a third. So
Yeah.
if you say something funny, you might have two people laughing. If
Yeah.
I say something funny, I probably have two people laughing and then people in the background laughing really hard as well. Now, if David...
That's the same policy I have for a threesome.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't want two one-on-one.
I did have a
Have you ever
threesome
done
once.
a 2.5?
You've had a threesome?
I had one recently in college. Did I tell you this?
Recently, when you just graduated?
in college.
It was me, my buddy, and this other guy. Okay. Listen, it was one of us was supposed to be a girl. That was the first plan. That was the
Oh.
blueprint. And then it got nighttime. She flaked, and I'm like, guys, it's all set up. Let's just run through it once. Let's just grab someone. Let's just see if we get the beats down. You know what I mean? Let's just do the
rehearsal,
blocking.
dry rehearsal.
Mhm.
And we got the candles. It looks like a Sting video. And so
I don't understand.
in hindsight, it seemed gay.
Yeah.
When I explained it to people, and then they explained it to me.
It didn't. It was gay.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but
some of the seams is out of it now. It's all just
Well,
confirmed.
hindsight, it's got to be gay.
Yeah.
hindsight's a
hindsight
good
is
name
gay.
for a special.
Oh, man, that would be good, hindsight. But then you got to put that word in there somewhere. Maybe
Oh, in
that
your act.
space
That's the
thing.
hard thing of doing that is like, a movie and then the title's somewhere in it. It's not a rule, but it's kind of interesting that Dandelion was in it. But I liked Dandelion, and then I got to make sure I do that bit because I want to say it in there somewhere.
What about these guys who
good.
have T-shirts printed up with their joke on it, and they got like 1,000 T-shirts, and they got to keep doing that joke.
Oh, that's right.
To sell the T-shirts.
Who was the first one you remember that had merch? Vic Dunlop was mine.
God, what a good memory.
Yeah,
Remember
I think
him?
You're right.
You know what it was?
Tim Thomerson. I'm just thinking
Eyes
of the
that were
Comedy
red.
Store regulars.
They were like, it's what people, well, you don't know. A bit from their act that would kill.
Yeah.
They decided, I'll bring up a suitcase full of these goofy eyes. And then people laugh. They walk out drunk. They grab it for $10 or something.
The great thing about Dandelion is you could just put that on a shirt and people like that anyway. Even if they
And
don't
have
know
a
who
nice
you are.
dandelion.
It'll be a
on it.
skinny dandelion with a little Band-Aid on it. And the white parts will be my hair. And it'll say, blow me. It's not bad.
Oh, so it's not the,
Little
that's a
double
overly
entendre.
ripe Dandelion.
Yeah, but I thought that's what they all were.
No.
That's how stupid I am.
Yeah.
Kevin's like, oh my God, no.
That's good to be able to say, blow me. It's like, wasn't Howard Stern's book Coming All Over You Again or something?
No, that
like
was Tom Segura's tour is I'm coming all over the world.
No, Howard Stern had a book
Coming all
too.
over.
So how come we never did
Yeah,
Hans
Coming
and
Over.
Franz t-shirt? I guess we couldn't back in those days.
Hey, have you
Don't
read the
be a
Lauren
girly
book?
man. Huh?
Have you read the Lauren book?
I'm on page 800.
Really?
How's
I
the
just wait
second
for other
half?
people to read it and then explain it to me. Have you read it?
Not
You're
yet,
reading
but
it.
my wife read it, and every morning she gives me a recap. of
Oh,
each,
really? Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
So I might do that as a as an Instagram. Like
Oh, to read it?
every day, read it and just kind of give a little.
Oh, you
And it would
should.
go on for a
summation.
long time.
I'd watch it
Yeah.
because I want to know what's in it.
Yeah, but
Any
she just you know,
Photos?
yeah,
Hmm.
Is there photos in it?
a couple. Just me though. Just a lot of different.
Oh, he was always my favorite.
Did you still draw cartoons?
Something about Kevin.
Did
It's
you ever draw
interesting.
me?
Not yet. It's interesting to see how many people got fired from that show that
Yeah.
you didn't know got fired.
It was soft firing though, kind of. We talked
Well,
to Taryn Killian
yeah.
about that. It was sort of like you're never like you're fired. It
You're-
sort of
you're not
slowly you
invited
get the
back.
Like Farley and Sandler, you know.
I didn't know that. Did you
soft
know that?
firing, right?
Yeah,
Did you know they got fired?
I
then?
didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I knew it. I found out about a year ago that they got
Me
fired.
too.
Yeah.
Because they were
yeah,
doing
we were
so
doing
well.
that threesome. And
Was that you, the third
guy?
What school did you go to?
But that book, it's pretty interesting from what I'm hearing.
Oh, Lawrence?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
I heard it was really good. She spent Susan Morrison,
Yeah.
8 years
10
on
years.
and off. 10 years, I'll say.
She came on here and yapped
Mhm.
about it.
Really?
It's good, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Would
she-
you like to have a book written about you?
No, because I
David?
don't like everyone's recollection. People are like, oh, in Arizona, my friend drove with you. You were sitting on a keg in the back of a truck all the way to Flagstaff, cracking jokes the whole time. I'm like, wrong. Would never be in the back. Would never be cracking jokes the whole time. Keg, maybe. But it's always
Crack.
like stories that are like it would drive me crazy if I was these super famous people that you have to read like all these things about yourself. And, you know, some's true, some's not, but you just feel like an asshole.
Okay, pop quiz.
Go.
It's $3 million to write the book.
Banana. What
That's-
was the question?
Tank.
You don't want to
$3 million?
write a book, but they say here's $3 million for David Spade. To
I
write it."
know. Dana's thing is like,
I'm about money and camera angles.
would you
That's the
do
name of my
this?
book.
And then you say, absolutely not. Would you do it for this much? And you go, well,
You know, I do this hiking show, as you know, because you were both on there.
I
called
was
Hiking
on it
with Kevin
twice,
on
Griffith
YouTube.
Park, or 3 times.
Yeah. And
great
often
show.
people go, who was the most
oh, yeah.
of the handful on your hike? And I said, well, you know, everybody's great. I said, no, if you had to name one.
Mhm.
I said, well, David Spade. David Spade
this-
finally agreed to do it after 2 years of me
Because either the
hounding
sun
him.
might blind him. And
No,
No.
he said that, okay, I'll do it, but it's got to be in between rush hour traffic. And it's got to be totally flat.
I gotta be flat. That's
It's
for
got to
sure.
be flat. And I got just a trail. It was totally flat.
You fucking asshole.
And
You
we're
know what it was?
walking.
Nope.
And all of a sudden he stops and he goes, are we going uphill? It was like a
Ah.
1% grade.
I could feel it.
He
I
could
could feel
feel
it.
it. And he had to have food.
Feel it in my neck. I'd have a picnic.
You had to have picnic halfway through.
Poor Kevin. First of all, I did suggest that Kmart parking lot on 3rd by the Grove. I go, it's funny. It's flat.
Okay.
All we're going to do is talk. Do we really need to beat the shit out of me? And he's like, yes, we do. This is very legit. What we
Part
do
of
here.
it is the effort. Kind
No. Anyway, so then,
Not in your episode.
not big on effort. And then, but Kevin, I was thinking, what a puss I am. He's holding a camera, right? and you have all these waters for me and you to make sure.
Yeah.
Little trail mix for me
First
when I
aid
black
kit.
out.
Mhm.
First aid kit for when I get bit by a snake. So we're walking up, and I'm like, this poor guy, and it didn't even bother you. You were just like,
Well, it's flat.
yeah. Well, you're still holding stuff.
Do you ever wonder what people say about you at your memorial?
I know it's kind of sad, but I do think about it sometimes.
Don't you wish you could have a memorial before you die?
I feel,
That's called a birthday party or something. I don't know. It's called something.
You're right.
you know what, you know you're getting old when someone goes, how old are you? And you go, blah, blah, and they go, still kicking. Am I that close to not kicking anymore?
The worst is when they say, you look good for your age. So in other words, you're really old, but you look good.
But you're pulling it off.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to tease Sandler. I don't do it anymore, but I would always say, "So you're what?" And I would, knowing
Go
I'm saying
under.
like 6 years younger.
Yeah.
So you're like 34 right now, right? And he goes, "Oh, Carvey, you son of a bitch!" It's
Yeah.
like he's 40. But always go older. Like I just tell people I'm 87 because I just want to be shocked. I want them to go, "What?"
I like to go up to muscular people, that I know. I go, so when did you stop working out?
It's so great.
And then you get them in a headlock.
Yeah.
Here's one I think we shouldn't do as a society. This is pretty heavy for everyone.
Interesting.
But every time someone croaks, whatever, delicately put, they put them on their Instagram, and everyone says this really nice things. They should do that when people are getting toward the end. Like, they should see that. I never got the thing about writing on Instagram to someone who's dead or someone who's not there, and they write this long thing. That's for people to say, oh, what a good guy you are. They can't read it.
No.
So they would cherish it if they saw it before.
Okay, let me have you. This is
Right.
I'm fascinated. I love that, and I'm also fascinated in the general topic is people who have successfully faked their own death and disappeared on planet Earth. So,
Small.
if you were going to fake your own death
Yeah,
and really had to get away with it,
finally.
what would you do? You have 5 seconds.
Well, I've done it several times, so I know. People thought I was dead until I came on here.
Your name is Vladimir Koltsis.
You know what you do? You get a show on the CW.
I think I would. Remember, what's his name? DC Cooper or something? He jumped out of the plane.
DB.
Yeah, that's
DB Cooper. Yeah,
probably successful. He
Yeah.
parachuted out.
yeah.
Probably,
And Andy
then
Kaufman, of
disappeared.
course, faked his death. He's still out there somewhere.
Is he?
Mhm.
Andy Kaufman. Yeah.
They say a lot of people are. Elvis.
I think I would have to do something with an explosion, so that it would seem like there's
That
no way I
helps.
could have lived.
Mhm.
But
No questions.
well, first of all, you want to
Body
leave
heat.
everything at home, so they would think that you couldn't go anywhere without your credit card or your passport or anything.
Yeah, you'd have to
Leave it all there.
Oh,
So
you
they're
leave
not-
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
Interesting.
I think I would almost kill myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I could like come out of a coma
Oh, okay.
later, like in the middle of the woods.
But you could say you have amnesia or something. You
Yeah.
don't
See,
remember
I could convince people that I was dead without going anywhere. Do you
Well,
understand what I'm
No,
saying?
I don't.
I don't either. I'm riffing.
What about the lady that said she had an affair, but she just came out and she said, I was attacked. I don't remember anything. And she beat herself up. So, They bought it
I
for about 10
remember that.
minutes and they go, hey, you want one? You can have one.
I'm going to have one of these.
These are
Look at
mine
this,
now, but I'll
man.
give you one.
Oh, talk about gorilla testicles.
Tasty.
Good. Let's get
You know
that in
what?
slow motion.
Wow.
Tighten in.
Dana, you haven't had this many carbs in I don't know how many years.
Mm.
I just don't. It would make me sick. I can't have that much sugar.
Is this a jelly donut? Or custard?
Vanilla
They
cream.
look delicious, though.
Fucking shit, Kevin. This is expensive.
Is it talking?
This is nice.
I could return 2 of them. They said if there's any unleft,
Are there sponsors?
Oh, really? Then they're going to sell them to the next guy?
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
But
Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know. How would you make it look like you died?
Well,
It's
It's something you
a
need to think
trickier
about.
question. I'm sorry I
mysterious
brought it up. It's
skateboarding
like-
accident. I went out to skate the desert pipes, and then I just disappeared. And they thought the coyotes got me, and then people didn't know if they meant the coyotes that bring you over the border, and it was just so.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is mine. I would introduce to the
Mind
world that I'm
bombed.
a long distance ocean swimmer. And so for at least 3 months, I would go out there and I'd swim in the ocean.
Okay.
And then one day I would, hire some local bandits or whatever to have a rowboat.
Bandits.
And I just get in their boat and, I'd take off my trunks and the flippers and everything. and put
That's a
them in
great
it,
idea.
And then I would just row to
you know what?
another
Sleeping
place.
with the Enemy. Remember that movie? Julia
Yeah.
Roberts. Let's look at a clip.
Hmm.
She swam off.
She did. Yeah. I'm more about leaving parts of my body.
Yeah.
So that they think that
That's a
well,
good
that's
trick.
it. Like I would take
Okay.
This is something I really have to sacrifice.
Okay, no joke.
The lower, my jaw. I would rip that
Oh.
out so they have dental records. They know it's me.
Yeah.
And where's the rest of the body? Doesn't matter.
Does a tooth count, or they can't tell? They have to look at your whole jaw.
Just the dental. The dental, I think.
But like, if you left a tooth,
dental,
could they
yeah.
tell it's yours?
Yeah, maybe.
First of all, I'll put tattoos on all my teeth as like a bit. And then they'll know I have that. Then I just leave one tooth. And then I want to go, you want to put that in there?
Can I just put that in there and
Yeah.
just keep it safe? I'll put this on top of here. You know, these are really sweet.
I was on a date with this girl and I go, hey, do you want the rest of this pasta? And she goes, I don't want the rest of anything. Just give me a new one. I was like,
Wow.
God, how long did you go out?
dude, I faked the bathroom and I bounced. No, I didn't.
That's a
bought her dinner.
disappearing act. Like, I'll just be okay. And then you just bolt.
Ghost out. That's roo-hoo-hoo.
How far do you think someone was hustled? And as you know, what is the record for hustling somebody like out of a club? You know how they hustle you out? You know, like they're
Oh.
throwing you out, but then they keep going. They keep hustling.
Oh, they
you,
hustle
you know,
you out. Like, all right. And
down
they
La
used-
Cienega, onto the 405. They're still hustling.
down to
Yeah.
San Vicente and then keep going to the 10.
Well, the record is 30 miles.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The wreck.
Flat. You would like it.
What joke did I think of yours the other day? I always tell you the same ones. I'm trying to think of different ones.
You always bring up the joke I used to do. I got a really nice camera. It's one of those black ones.
That's because every camera was black back then. I was like this. Wow.
Back in the day. Mm-hmm.
That was good. The nestled in the hills, the hotel.
Again, this is all memorial stuff.
It's you don't do it anymore.
eulogies. Huh?
You don't do those anymore.
No, I
You don't?
No, you don't keep stuff like that, do you?
Once in a while, if I'm stuck in a jam, I do your jokes.
Oh, here's a good story. I ran into David Letterman over the holidays, and he could not be more complimentary.
Yeah.
And I never felt like I knew him that much or that he was a fan of mine, but he was listing stuff. He goes, "Oh, that you did the Mark Twain thing for Lorne. You were the funniest one there.
Oh wow!
I love your hiking show. I watch it all the time.
shit.
Really good. I'm not kidding. It's a really good show." And he goes, and then I keep quoting your joke, of the Lincoln joke. And I said, what Lincoln joke? He goes, the one where, the one you do, the Lincoln joke. I said, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. The Lincoln joke where it goes like this. Abraham Lincoln used to walk to school every day in the snow, but what they don't tell you is he was late every day.
Mhm.
I go, I don't remember that one. He goes, well, I've been giving you credit for it everywhere. So I thought, well, maybe I did do that. And then I thought, I'm gonna do that again, man. I'm gonna do that my next set. So I go up there and I do it. Crickets. Not one laugh.
I don't personally get it.
Because he walks so long, he's late every day.
I know, but
But you don't, you think he's a hero, but you know what?
What has to
He's
be set
late.
up like it was unbelievable. He walked in a blizzard every day.
no one said he got there.
He was a hero.
He had most absences.
Needs a much bigger setup.
Most
before
tardy.
he
Well,
goes.
I'm just quoting how
And he
he
was
did it.
really late.
Yeah, we're fixing this joke that Kevin didn't even do.
I think our friend David Letterman misremembered it. I think he would have written it a lot better.
I ran into him and he didn't read my resume.
A friend of mine gave me a joke. A friend of mine gave me a joke that I was doing again at the beginning of my act,
Yeah.
and I thought it was his, but it turned out that it was like a well-known old joke that's been around forever,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it goes something like this. And then you can punch it up.
There's a lot of
afterwards.
those.
Yeah, I mean, it's
we
like,
don't know stock jokes. We don't know where they came
like
from.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy, you really have to appreciate things in life. A lot of people don't. Like I know of a guy, he has sex twice a day. He reads 3 books a week and he's always working out. And yet here he is still complaining about being in prison. I mean, really?
That's good. That's not yours, is it?
No.
That's a good one.
That's a good joke.
But I thought it was his. And so then when I Googled it and it's, it's like
Oh, joke
a
book.
joke
Yeah.
that's out
I
there.
have this joke that gets such a laugh. I don't know why. 2 Irishmen walk out of a bar. It could happen. Why does that get such a laugh? I do it as George W. Bush.
Because they're
show.
all drunks, right?
Two
Well, you got to
Irishmen
give a
walk
name
out.
of the pub. You got to give it like McSorley's.
Well, if I
You
do
just
it
gotta give it a little
as a
more.
character, it gets a big laugh.
Oh, you do the Irish accent.
Is it
No, I
because-
do George W. Bush. I
Oh,
said
right,
he was
right.
a funny,
Is it because they're all drunks?
The core knowledge you would have to think is they never leave a bar because they're alcoholics. But there's more teetotalers in Ireland than any other country.
Really?
Yeah, but the ones who drink make up for it.
But they love their tea. The British people and English people. Let's have a proper tea, huh? Can we have a proper tea?
Yes.
Tea.
My mother-in-law is Irish, 94, and everything is tea. She likes a cup of tea.
I'm
love.
the worst at British accents. Spade, I don't think you are either.
No,
I think you're worse at it. At SNL, when they had a table read and everybody had to be British,
Sickening.
Phil Hartman, everybody doing different,
Dialect.
places of England. And it comes around to me, all I could do is John Lennon. Oh, I'm and Tom,
That's good.
All that's all I could do. Yeah. And everybody laugh.
No,
here's where I got to laugh because they go, you have to do German. And this one I go, German. And then they go, and I think Mike Myers was Hitler. And they go to me and I go, mein Führer. Then I got to laugh. I go, oh. So every time they kept coming back to me, I fucking milked the odd Jew out of it. I was like, this cat. Cat likes some milk. I give it to him.
Do you have any cats? Do you have any animals?
Do I have any animals in this? I have to ask someone. No, I share a dog named Junebug.
Junebug?
Mm-hmm. Junebug.
Nice.
Bulldog.
Cute.
I have a great name for a dog if I ever got one.
That's a good idea. What are the names?
Chowder.
Chowder?
Yeah, like clam chowder, but chowder.
Oh, that's
as
cute.
they say in Boston, chowder.
Yeah, that sounds so much like
chowder. Chowder.
I like boss.
Does anyone know
What's
what
up,
chowder
boss?
is?
What's up, boss?
Hey, boss.
Irvine Improv. I keep
Irvine
plugging-
Improv, May 10th.
So we're
I'm
watching
shooting my
more clips,
special.
or what are we doing?
Yeah, let's watch a couple more
Shooting my
clips.
special called Loose in the Crotch.
Loose in the Crotch. Where do you
6
see
and
it?
8:30. Irvine Improv.
Oh,
you
I thought
see
that
it.
was a joke. Loose in the crotch.
No,
No,
Oh, that's
it.
great.
That's
Okay.
great.
It
But
made
you
me
tape
laugh.
It is a joke. It's
So you're
part of a joke.
taping
No,
it
it's
there.
great. Loose in the crotch.
Taping it there, and then we'll see.
Okay. So we're going to tape it. So show up at the taping.
Irvine Improv.
And
May
let's look at a
10th.
few
May
more
10th,
stories
Saturday.
and we'll bomb on these and then we'll wrap it up.
Tickets going fast. We'll fade out here, but the next thing you see is him doing
I thought
stand-up.
about
Be good.
low ticket warning isn't a bad name for a special.
Oh, that's good. Well,
Yeah.
Dana had the best title. Tell him your title for
Oh,
your special.
Critics' Choice.
Critics'
right?
Choice.
Critics' Choice.
Yeah.
People think, oh, the critics love this. But
Yeah.
no, it's the title.
Yeah. And then Sandler did Certified Fresh. 30.
Yeah.
That was kind
Oh,
of
for tomatoes.
yeah, for tomatoes.
What are you
Bob
calling? Oh, dental.
I've been in
He's on Amazon.
probably 6 Sandler movies and combined we got 100% rating. Combined we got about a 54.
Okay.
We got 9 on grown-ups, 8 on grown-ups too.
Great.
You're still ahead of Master of Disguise. Master
Those
of Disguise
tomatoes are harder to get than you
got
think.
negative 19. It was so bad that they actually, Rotten Tomatoes, like 10 years later, 15 years later, rewrote the review. Because then they thought it was much better. And they said it was if it was written by little children.
Even the tomatoes turned themselves into ketchup. They were so embarrassed by that movie. Okay, let's do one.
If there was a sarin gas attack, where would you go?
Oh, I under the Superfly sign.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a earthquake
That's the right
earthquake kit?
Yeah, it's got my headshot in it. It's got a couple basics.
You got a fire kit?
Three
Joe Dirt,
Triscuits and a Slim Jim.
VHS Joe Dirt's in there.
I hold like this.
We
Let's
got
go.
such great food in our earthquake kit.
Oh, you have? What do you have? Some gourmet stuff?
Well, not much now because I've been eating.
Oh,
I've been,
you got
dipping
into it? Don't get into the earthquake kit.
Oh man, I love it, man.
What do you have in there? Spaghetti
Throw it
meatballs?
on.
I replaced it with just popcorn. I just fill it with like
It's
one
like
of those popcorn. Yeah. But people get those earthquake kits and stuff, and
Mhm.
if they put them in the house, how are they going to get to them if the house is totally
yeah.
collapsed?
I would like a buzzer that tells you where the earthquake is going to be so I can get to a part of the house that would help me because chances are you'll be in your car or whatever. They say this last one, the buzzer went off, but it only gives you 8 seconds. Like everyone just goes like this for 8 seconds. And then, like, where are you going? What's the
They're going,
plan?
No.
Yeah, you
8
yell, no,
times.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But you weren't threatened by the fire. You weren't, Dana, because you live up
Nope.
north.
No, it doesn't scare
Not
me.
a chance, but I haven't been there.
Dana goes, I'm going to move so far. There's no fires out. There's no fire. They don't know what fire is.
We laugh at that.
Huh?
It really makes you realize what's valuable in your life.
Yeah. What
You know,
was
that
it?
What'd you realize?
I was out of town.
What's valuable? I can't remember.
And the fire was coming close to us. You know, we were in the evacuation red flag area. And I called my assistant. I said, would you go to the house and get those external drives I have and my passport? She goes, yeah, she got it. Fire's not getting to our house yet. You know, there's no evacuation notice. So I called her back. Would you go back to the house and less valuable stuff? Will you go back to the house, get that Gibson guitar I have and that art set? And then it got to the point with, would you go back to have a mechanical pencil on the desk that I really like? You know, I like the way it writes.
Sure.
And there's a sandwich in the refrigerator that I made yesterday, tuna salad. And it goes on and on like that.
Would you go on? Would you take the garbage out while you're there?
Yeah.
Would you go back? It's just inconvenient.
Would you go back? Hey, I know
Hey,
you're.
do me a favor, you know, could you get on a plane tomorrow, go to my second home in Arizona, you know, and check and see if the air conditioner is on? Do me a favor.
Do me a favor.
Do me a favor.
I was on the road and
Do
I
me a
got
solid.
this house right here. They had a mansion alert. Do you remember that? I have a mansion app.
Oh, I hate that in the middle of the night.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Amber Alert, when that thing goes off, I'm more scared than the kid, just for that short time. All right, well, our guest has been Kevin Nealon.
I'm still Kevin Nealon.
Oh, our guest
There's
is still
your
Kevin
next
Nealon.
special. Still Kevin
Kevin
Nealon.
Kevin, Irvine Improv, May
May 10th.
May 10th.
Tickets are going fast.
Tickets,
What
they
are
might.
the show times again?
You can get them on
Six.
kevinnealon.com,
Okay.
or you can go to the Irvine Improv and get them on there.
Irvine Improv, great room, a lot of fun. You can eat right there at Javier's.
drinks.
Great place. Paul Martin.
Cocktails.
Yeah. I love that place. So good luck with it. And I'll see you here at the practice sets. And let's hike it, man.
All
Let's
right.
go a little steeper next time. Don't be a puss.
All right.
All right.
I couldn't agree
You
more.
said
All right, I'm going to leave and you guys, leave in about 5 minutes. Okay. Bye, guys.
David Spade.
Yeah.
David Spade. Dana
We figured it
Carvey.
out.
Dana
Better ending
Carvey.
for us.
Nice.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh. Happy conclave, Dana.
Hey, man. Right as we're coming on to air, so-called, so what? At this moment, they've selected a pope, and he's going to come out on the thing, and the guy is making the audience wait. So first of all, we know he's a procrastinator. Second of all, total rumor that he wanted a bigger hat. Is there?
No.
Yeah, he had a hat, and he goes, "Is there a bigger hat?" And
Bigger
no.
hat. Wow. I heard he was coming out because I heard, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Hey, by the way, there's different types of people from all over the world, African, Philippines, that are in the running. So, I put your name in just as kind of a joke, but I think you made it in the final 10.
No, listen, I just heard them saying, is it going to be progressive, conservative? Or they said they're also looking for a bit of charisma. I was like, are they though? I've never really seen a pope that really jumps off the page. I mean, what are they looking for?
It's a subtle definition. I think charisma is the bar.
Yeah.
But it's great as a mature adult. As a kid, I would judge pomp and circumstance. Look at this fucking joke, whether it's a country or flags or everything. And now I kind of go, yeah, it's necessary. It is what it is. Everyone dresses up. It's like the inaugural thing. And, so
it really is. It looked like Lady Gaga in Brazil. She got 1.8 million people.
I know. Wasn't that crowd? Half the crowd hated her, which is weird. That's a lot of hate. I could tell you that.
A lot of them were there for Nate Bargatze.
Did you ever see the comedy team Pomp and Circumstance in Vegas?
No, that's not a real one, is it?
Yeah. Pomp and Circumstance. They played the Frontier Hotel, I think, in the 60s.
I think they opened for Shields and Yarnell.
Shields and Yarnell. Uh-oh. Name drop alert.
Kadoosh. That doesn't count. Sorry, judges. Name drop? No, it doesn't count. No, not enough people knew who they were.
I know.
Shields and Yarnell did a robot. Boom, boom.
I know.
They were back with Donnie Marie. Go ahead.
Donnie and Marie. Yeah. Donnie, I noticed when I was in Las Vegas. City drop. I was in Vegas. And Donnie is going out without Marie. Thoughts? 'Cause
Donnie
they're
and
breaking-
Friends. Yeah, that's a tough one because Donnie Marie was there. That was a staple forever.
20
Because-
years, 4 shows a day. I don't know how anyone does it. I mean, Carrot Top every time he goes to the stratosphere every day and just thinks of jumping off.
just hangs out up there and just
Just
goes,
kidding. I know Carrot
I don't
Top.
No, you know about Donnie Marie. I don't know if you know this because a lot of people don't. But she's a little bit country and he's a little bit rock and roll. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. That's their hit. I don't even know if they have another one.
Rock and country. Okay, here's a name drop.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just mentioning this every second. It's supposed to be a surprise. Sorry,
it's supposed to be a funny bit.
Yeah, editing capability.
It'll be funny.
I got a little excited.
Yeah.
So I got signed to an NBC holding deal in 1980. I'll make this quick. And one of the first jobs I got was to be a reoccurring regular on the Marie Osmond variety show. So that was my thing before SNL. Actually, Gavin MacLeod was the guest host. But anyway, Marie's on stage. And I come out like I'm the janitor and I interrupt her. This is a big TV studio. The audience.
This is what they brainstormed for you after seeing your act. This would be funny for you.
And I interrupt her. I had a holding deal with NBC. Ridiculous. But anyway, I said, hi, we're friends. We'd like to get a cup of coffee. And Mormons don't drink coffee. So they had to shut tape, start again. Don't ever mention Folgers. And this.
Oh, my God. Were you ad-libbing?
I was ad-libbing, but I will say this. She was absolutely adorable, delightful. The only thing that happened that a little weird, she did a duet with Jeff Conway from Taxi.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. But they stopped singing and then they kissed and kept holding the kiss. So all the Osmonds came from, I didn't know there was 45 Osmonds coming out going, Maria. So that's my story about Marie Osmond. But
I remember that. I was watching and I was with my mom and I was a little kid and I'm like, they're kissing. And then I go, now they're soaking.
It was a tape in Burbank. It was probably on 6 months later. I call bullshit on that. You didn't.
No, we were in the audience. And
Yeah.
I go, why are they soaking? You know what that is, Dana? It's a thing. It's a thing we're going to look up later, and you're not going to like it.
I know it's not good. I know it's
not.
I know it's naughty, and it's not nice.
No, Dana, stay innocent. That's why I like you, because you're innocent and sweet, and you don't know about soaking.
Well, I hate all these new things. We had stuff like that. The guy's a spaz, or this and that, or they're getting down. You know, now it's like they're doing a spoozle woozle. I don't.
The worst thing we had was finger blast. By the way.
Don't by the way me on that.
I throw that in. By the way, the noise you hear out front is someone, obviously no one cares about construction. I'm building a third pantry. It's also going to be a safe house. I'm going to go in there. I'll eat crackers.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on. I know you're joking because that's your stock and trade, but I love safe houses. Jerry Bruckheimer, once I went to his beach house once, he goes, you want to see it? See what? The safe house. And it was awesome. It was in the bathroom, but it's just
fucking sandcastle.
So I think you should. It's sandcastle, but no starfish ever penetrated the exterior.
Yeah. He had it in Malibu on the beach.
In his house, it was just like, so there's alarms. What do? Stand your ground, get a gun. You go in the safe house. It's impenetrable. You call, you have hors d'oeuvres. You put a pizza in the oven. So
the one thing I did see, because Brad Pitt I paused for the name drop, had a party once, and his door, this is where I get this idea, to his bedroom. This is personal, I guess, but this is so smart.
Yeah.
Instead of a safe house, he had the doors were sort of made of steel, like very heavy doors, and then a bar across them when you go to sleep at night. And so that's what I do. No joke, because now if someone comes in, I don't get as scared because I go, they still have to get in here and they can't. And so I've got a couple, next to the bed. So they will be hit up if they come in. But
it's the price of fame.
I know. I think you think you're famous if you start thinking about safe houses.
Yeah. I won't say a location, but where I am,
is this your safe house?
Well, we don't lock the doors at night.
Oh, where you live. Yes.
We don't lock the doors. Although I insisted on having a lock on that door because it still goes through your head. The last thing, there's a lot of things you don't want in life. You don't want to be audited. You don't want to get whatever. But you never want to wake up and see someone you don't recognize standing at the foot of your bed looking at you.
The most I had before this was a circle doorknobs with a little push button in it, and then that means it's locked.
Right.
But I guess those are easy to penetrate. So anyway, I'll get back. First of all, this conclave traffic around my house is crazy today. And you know what? I hope it starts
because
to go away.
you were in the top 10.
Yeah, because I was, just in general, that sounds like a Kevin Nealon joke. Guys, this conclave traffic. But they're building next to me. I've got a little skinny street in this crummy ass neighborhood. And they start putting a green fence on every house. And I go, oh, no. That means green fence equals 2 years of building. Trucks, beep, this.
Hidden.
Trucks, cement. They have a big drill bit today. They're putting casings in. Anyway, poor me. Other than that, I have to go over a few things with you.
Well, I have a few things too.
We have a lot of stuff.
Let's start with you. But
we'll go back and forth.
If the Pope, my wife Paula is gonna text me if the Pope comes out, so we'll be able to at least.
What if we went live? That would be fun. We watch it.
Yeah, we could at least. You could text it live, or Heather could. Superfly congratulates the new Pope, Trini Lopez Jr.
Right. You know what? We should ask every Pope that's in the running to be on right now on Superfly, and they'll be, flattered. And then if the one that wins, I go, you already said yes, you're coming. That's a good strategy, isn't it?
Right. We'll be the very first to invite him to our podcast. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. When I get the message, we'll get the name, have Heather blast it out since we're working.
No. Yeah, I'll DM him and I'll say, hey man, don't try to big time us now that you're Pope. When you were bishop, you were like, deal with the Pope, but now don't.
Can I say this for reals without any background on it? Cardinal Sean O'Malley is a personal friend of mine, and he's there. He's on TV. He's a cardinal,
right.
And he's.
And what does that mean? What ranking is that?
There's about 135 cardinals, and they're kind of like usually that's where they pick a pope from the cardinals. Usually, you're a cardinal. Next up is the pope.
What's a bishop?
A bishop, king the knights. What are we playing? Chess? Jesus Christ.
What's a rook?
What's a rook? I'm not sure the whole thing. I mean, there's Franciscans, there's bishops. It's a global ecosystem of provinces and things. You being a lapsed Presbyterian wouldn't know. What's with the raspberry?
I just think it's funny that was a description of me. Okay, in movie news, two things. First one, I did go see The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
Okay.
I can tell you it's The Accountant 2.
2, yes.
Twice the guns, twice the autism. I don't know if you know the theme of The Accountant. Ben Affleck.
He's kind of on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And he's not
on it. He's in the middle of it now.
He's in the middle of the spectrum.
Yeah, because I think he upped it a bit in this one. Because the first one, it took me about 20 minutes to go. He's moving a little stiff. Like whatever choices were like, this is what this means.
They took it a little Rain Man-y. Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, you want my lunch bag? And he pulls it away. And you're like, okay, something's going on. But then now he's barely functioning, but it's actually a good movie. I'll say that. Okay.
He's a nice guy. I'll just say real quickly.
I do like Ben Affleck.
I've met Ben Affleck.
You're waiting. We got to put these sound effects in. We drop a name. That's what we're doing. This is funny. Okay. You'll see it later and you'll be like, oh my God.
That's truth. I did meet him. He's a hell of a nice guy. Go ahead.
I do not know him well, but I do like him. Okay. So the other thing was, we have Jack Black on our sister podcast, Flying the Wall, right now.
I loved hanging out with Jack Black on.
And Jack Black, you talked to him about his movie. You talked to him, and you were predicting numbers, and I have some numbers for you.
Oh, good, because I think I blew his mind, and then he predicted several 100 million below me, or that was his hope. So, What are the current numbers? It's still creeping up.
I think you said locally, domestically, maybe 300, and then international total would be $1 billion. That's what you were hoping.
I said. International. I
said
guaranteed
impossible.
Him. I guaranteed him that.
He was hoping for 700 international, which is a phenomenally huge number
U.S., the whole world, 700. I told
by
him
any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, great.
He is at 400 locally, domestically. He's at 480 international for a total of 880. So he's already passed his. He's getting very close to Dana's prediction, and I can't see him not getting there. I think it's going to have a B after it.
Jack Black is a winner. He doesn't go down for nobody, man. So that guy's going to, because that's $1 billion talent right there, Jack Black.
Listen, he's been on the map, and these are little game changers. I mean, there are very few in the movie biz. I think Nikki Glazer had a good one. You know, you've been in the business for a long time. She goes out and does the roast, jacks her through the roof, and then she does the Golden Globes, crushes it even more. I see the theater she's playing, and instead of one night, she's doing 3 nights. It's like filling them all up. It's great.
It's fun. We're mature adults, and we love our younger friends. And when they go on that journey, you know, you see it happening with Nikki. It's delightful. But
Nikki's like my granddaughter.
Well, that's a cute little gal, I'll tell you. Yeah. No, but what can we go on and crush so we can play stadiums?
No, you never know. I think just longevity is a very tough thing to do, and it doesn't mess with your head as much. You're just scratching and scraping to stay somewhat in show business. Chris Rock always says, there's another one.
Wisdom alert. Because
Chris Rock says, Spade, The Wrong Missy is one of the biggest hits ever on Netflix. And I said, I can't believe it. He goes, it will buy you 6 months in show business. That's it. Then they go, where's the next one? Yeah. So that's the world everyone's facing. So it's very tough, but we have some friends that are doing great, and it is hard to keep clinging on.
Nate Bargatze was on our podcast.
Bargatze's on the roll.
Nikki Glazer, Bert Kreischer. We had Tom Segura.
I will tell you, I did see Nate on my trip. I just took a trip to do some talk shows. You can't hear this beeping behind me, I hope.
Hear it.
Do you really hear it?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's in my living room. These people, Heather, go out there and throw rocks at them again. It's every hour on the hour.
Wind up this time. Go ahead.
M80s, half sticks. So, I'm on my plane and I'm talking to Heather. And then when I finish talking politely, I get a little tug. It's Halle Berry. Halle Berry, who we all love.
Of course.
Everyone universally loves Halle Berry. And she always throws me a crumb and talks to me if I run into her. She was on her way to the Met and then the Cannes Film Festival, where she was going to be a juror. It's a tough word. Juror.
A juror?
Yeah, she's going to be a juror.
Oh, not in Los Angeles County, at Cannes.
Yeah, Cannes.
She's going to be a juror.
No, she's not. She's not on the Menendez case. She's in
juror
France.
3 times in a row. Fast, go.
Jur.
Got it.
How about jur? Is it the O? Juror.
Juror. I think it's
a juror. Juror.
Juror.
I like just juror.
Yeah.
It's like Ben-Hur.
Your Honor, this juror here.
Can juror number 1 stand up? This truck, I don't even know if this truck can go forward. You hear the beeps?
Listen, all I'm saying is, are you wearing protective gear? Because I'm seeing a Mac just coming into the frame.
Because they're coming through this green wall.
They're coming through that wall.
Okay, in other news, I will tell you. I was on Theo's podcast, and I wanted to apologize because he said a funny joke. We were promoting the Amazon special that's on right now.
Theo does a lot of funny, but they're not really jokes. They're like Theo.
No, he does
Theo
funny
talk.
statements.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we were just discussing that his 3rd grade teacher was an ocelot that had no ribs. And but anyway, he did a joke, and in the YouTube comments they go, "Hey, you missed Theo's joke, and now I heard it. I don't, we talk, sometimes we talk over each other.
Right.
I didn't hear it. And tell me if you don't think this is a good one."
Okay.
Colin Kaepernick came up and he goes, more like Throza Parks. Throza Parks is 10 out of 10 in my estimation. And I didn't even hear it.
No, that's a great pun.
Isn't it a great joke?
For people who don't, Kaepernick was a great quarterback. And Rosa Parks rode on a bus, Rosa Parks, in the 1950s to
just to
end
play
segregation.
both with the African American movement and both pushing.
That's a brilliant pun.
Isn't that just out of the blue? I was like, oh my God, and I missed it. Anyway, apologies to Theo. That and that's it. I did Kelly and Regis and Kathy Lee, and I want to go. Where's Regis? Would they get mad if I walk out and go, "Where's Regis?"
Anyway, you ready for this?
I know.
This is Regis Philbin as an astronaut. Houston, can you believe it? I'm out of control. I love Regis. I miss Regis.
I'm talking to ground control.
I walked out of that show and went out in New York City, and all the construction guys going, "Hey, yo, Regis," just being Regis, sunny, beautiful New York day. "Hey, Regis." He goes, "Can't believe it. They love me, kid. I can't believe it. Everybody here loves the Regis. I'm telling you."
They really do.
It's Regis a little bit great. Of Trump, so people know.
It is a little Trumpy, but I like it. I like it.
Yes, it's a little Trumpy. That's the problem, is that when I first learned Trump, I went from Brando to Regis. That's how I got it.
But if you're picturing each one, it all works.
Totally. And it's fine.
Yeah. You're brilliant. I honestly, no joke. Okay. So that,
Jeez.
and those are great.
Alert.
Oh, y'all, you got a lot of compliments on the Larry David on Fly on the Wall, where you were doing a lot of impressions and just saying funny things, and Larry was having a crack up.
Literally, this is the way, and I said another thing. Bill Hader and Conan were on their podcast, Conan's podcast, talking about how they do some of my off-label bits for which I thought was flattering. I didn't mind at all. Thought it was great. So I said, I'll do it for him. And then I met a human being, because Larry David, I didn't know him really. I met him once at a club, but you see him on Curb, and he's not that guy exactly. That is sort of maybe who he wants to be, but I never met anyone with that kind of sense of humor. I wish we had video on it, or Heather took a little video. So that's why I said, because his whole thing is never say yes when you're going to go on talk shows. Yeah. Why am I here? Never say yes. And it's kind of a joke, but sort of real. So that was fun making him laugh.
I think when he sat down, I said, Larry, I know you don't want to be here. We don't want you here. But let's just do this.
And we don't want to be here.
Yeah, we all don't want to be here. Let's just do it. And he was quite funny, quite loose for being a big star with a lot of money. He was really giving up laughs, and it's always fun.
Has no ego. The only two things I want to ask him.
He says funny things.
When was the first time you knew this is how you're going to make a living? Because I don't think he started stand-up till he was 30. We missed that in all the frivolity. And then I was just curious, what does he consume? Like movies, books, television, because Jerry, do you watch movies? No. Well, he laughed so hard.
He liked your Jerry. Yeah.
Well, because there's just one word. But anyway.
Okay. Well, anything else? And then we'll get to some stupid clips that we show. Dana, I'm a little bit of a spendy Susie, if you know what I mean.
A boozy Susie and a spendy Susie.
Yeah, I'm more of a boozy Susie, but
yeah, you are a spendy spender. Yeah.
And a lot of our listeners are nice enough to write in and say, you look like you drank a lot and slept on your face. But that's just constructive criticism.
Well, it's very concise, and you don't really drink very much, I'll tell the fans. But
just puffy. This is where Klarna comes in. Klarna is your everyday smarter spending partner, which is what a lot of people need. A lot of my friends definitely need it. It allows you to make smarter decisions with your money. And it's sometimes good to have a partner like that.
And I'll say it again. Klarna, which I assume is Swedish. Klarna is your smarter everyday spending partner.
Shoppers can use Klarna's Pay in 4 product to split their purchase into 4 interest-free payments.
That's right. Here's some key takeaways. Listen up, brother. Klarna offers a Pay in 4 product where you don't have to pay interest. I think that's a good thing.
You can pay with Klarna at merchant checkout, in the Klarna app, or with the Klarna card.
You can also compare prices at your favorite stores and earn cash back when you shop in the app.
They're making it effortless for in-app shoppers to get more value from every purchase. So choose Klarna at your favorite retailers, or shop now at Klarna.com. CA resident loans made or arranged pursuant to a California finance law license. NMLS number 1353190.
Klarna, balance account required. Klarna may get a commission. Limitations, terms, and conditions apply.
They do.
I'm just gonna say it. It's a Klarna summer. Let's see. This I just have to do because I think it's Trump outdid himself with his funniness this week. He's at because I don't always report on him because it's not how does Trump top Trump? So then he goes off on Alcatraz because he wants to make it.
Right.
It's a tourist attraction since 1963. And he's just going on and on. They can't escape and everybody loves Alcatraz. It's a tough place. I'll tell you that. Al Capone. There he is. Clint Eastwood was the only one to escape. Many people don't know this, but Paul Newman escaped Cool Hand Luke. You remember that? They had it, but we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring back Alcatraz. And then he said something like, it's scary. It's a scary place, law and order. It's also sort of a weird place. It's a weak place in many ways. I didn't even know what he was talking about.
What is he talking about?
It's a weak place. It's a strong place. We're going to make it bigger and more beautiful than ever. And he started just talking about the only guy trying to escape. This is the exact quote. They found his clothes and they were all torn up and there were a lot of shark bites. There were shark bites. Oh, they bite you. I didn't know what that meant. The guy tried to escape. They found his tattered clothes and they found shark bites on the clothes.
Yeah, he got eaten and the shark clothes floated to the shore. Actually, show that picture again, because when you look at the people that were in there and tried to escape, one of them is Machine Gun Kelly, and everyone thinks it's the rapper. And they're like, no, that name was taken from someone else named. There was a real Machine Gun Kelly, right?
Real Machine Gun Kelly, Al Capone. They all went in there. They all tried to escape, but there were a lot.
It was
of
in the comments on the side, but it's okay.
They
get it.
I had a flight of fancy because I was thinking Biden to Trump. Forget politics. Just stylistically, it's been a little exciting for everybody. So the way America goes, it goes like this. That's why Jimmy Carter followed Nixon. So the next president is going to be the most benign. And this is what I've called him. This is my impression of our next president. I'm Brian. I'm President Brian. Listen to the calm of my voice. Feels good, doesn't it? I shall never mumble or scream. I shall just be Brian.
Nice.
President Brian. Now, David, breathe in the Brian. Hold the Brian. Release the Brian. This message paid for AI Brian for president.
That is a little Hal.
Yeah, I'm President Brian.
I like it because I think I don't think that'll happen.
No, I think
time.
There's some truthiness to that.
But it will. He met with the Canada guy. Did that go well? I didn't even see it. They said Canada guy.
It wasn't as bad as Zelensky. He did kept saying, we're going to take it. It'd be a great little state. And the Canadian guy was very serious going, Canada's not for sale, eh? Well, never say never, never say never. It's like they're with a ruler. They put a big thing. These are direct quotes across the border, and it's a beautiful shape, and we could do it. We're still going to do it. And the guy's sitting there, red face. He's honoring Canada. He's representing Canada, and Trump's just going, "No, we'll get you."
It's like that Robert Redford movie where he tries to buy Woody Harrelson's wife. He's so rich, and he's like, "We're going to take your wife." What was it called? Indecent Proposal. And Woody goes, "Oh, she's not for sale." He goes, "Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to take her. I'm going to give her $1 million." And he's like, No. We have a great marriage." And then she starts going, "Well, maybe for $1 million," and it gets all messy.
I'll tell you that I saw that movie. It was depressing because Woody Harrelson's character was crying and sobbing. Cuck. All right, here, news flash in the middle of our podcast, and I have one more thing.
No, it's not. It's not conclave related, is it?
Oh, it is. New Pope Robert Francis Prevost, Prevos.
Oh my God! I just won 200.
American. Trump's going to be happy. We got
Is
an
that
American
good?
Pope.
What are they usually?
An American. Oh well, they're Italian or they're Polish. He'll be Pope Leo the 14th. Trump's going to love that. We got an American Pope. We're going to take over the Vatican. We're going to remodel it. We're going to do a beautiful job. We're going to make it U.S. territory. Okay, here's my final thing.
Go ahead.
Bill Gates announced that this is the quote from Daily Mail. He's snubbing his kids. He's giving away 99% of his money. He's snubbing the kids. But what's left in the 1% is 1.6 billion. He has 3 kids. They'll get 550 million each. And that's
Rip
called
off.
and his oldest son said, bunch of fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, why are you trying to rat fuck me?
Bunch of fucking 500 million.
500 million? Dude, I can go to Coachella maybe once.
Yes.
I can go to Erewhon twice.
He has 6 private jets, 2 Gulfstreams, 2 Bombardier Challenges, but he's terrified of climate change. So what he does is he has a company called Direct Air Capture. So they suck the CO2 out of the sky. So I can fly jets anywhere I want. My company sucks the C2O out of the sky.
They're investing in chemtrails. Let's be honest.
I mean,
oh yeah. Well, listen, bless his heart. 6 jets. I wish.
Well, it's kind of like Al Gore is the original because he is like the Pope of climate change.
Yeah.
And he buys offsets. I buy offsets on my private jet, so they plant a tree, and that sucks the CO2 that I put in. And the reporter said, "Well, can't you just fly Southwest and still pay to plant the tree?"
Yeah,
and he said, "Quote, well, that doesn't sound like so much fun."
Yeah, it does not. I'm on Southwest a lot. It's not that fun.
I flew Southwest. I kind of liked it.
I bring a tree to the private jet airport, and I go, "Can I jump on if I hold this tree?" And it'll cancel each other out.
I carry a flower on the private jet and swish it around. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. This has been Dana
That's
Talk.
a lot, dude.
This is with my guest, David Spade.
Myself? I just muted myself.
You muted yourself.
I have been muted the whole time, I hope. Okay, more stories. We got time. We did good. That's good. We're doing great.
I'm having fun. That's all I go by.
You're doing great, sweetie. Okay, do you remember the Carol Burnett show? That's what I think Kris Jenner says. You're doing great, sweetie.
That's funny.
This is Carol Burnett show, which I grew up watching sitting in front of the TV as a little tyke. But this should be what do you have a question, Heather?
Oh. It's okay. Well, I just want to let them know that you bumped into your tour manager maybe at some point during Superfly.
Oh, what was
You
it?
should tell your tour manager story.
Oh, what is it?
Tell your story.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I sent Greg the video.
Oh, we'll show the video. Oh, I'll tell this. I'll do Carol Burnett first.
We talked about that.
Yeah, you're right. I'll tell. Yeah, you're right.
Let's do
That is funny. So we'll quickly. The Carol Burnett show was interesting because I don't think they do it anymore. They take questions. So she took questions at the beginning. You remember this? And this lady has a great delivery, but you never know what you're getting. I feel like this is all real back then. Like no one was a plant.
No.
And they used to make her scream this Tarzan scream. But other than that, the question, this is an interesting question I saw. I thought it was funny.
Crowd
I thought
work.
you'd like it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Soap do they use to clean the floor?
What kind of soap do they use to clean the floor?
Okay, so Carol Burnett is
So that's actually a good, interesting question.
Yeah. Very specific.
I think that's a little personal.
Good answer. This cute housewife.
They have vinyl cleaner.
Vinyl cleaner? Do you want to tell the lady what it is? Do you have a vinyl floor at home you want to clean? Is that it? Yeah. Where is it? In the bathroom or the kitchen? All over. You have vinyl all over your house. On the floor.
That's a great answer.
All right, that was a good.
That's cute, right? That's it.
That was your. Yeah, go ahead. I've met Carol Burnett, and I was doing the Larry Sanders show. And she was on next, and I was leaving, and she came through the door. We're in the side of the studio, and it was so flattering for me at that time. It was a thrill. She just put her arms out and said, "Dana." It's always amazing when your idols, one of your idols, knows your name. It's just weird.
I know. I ran into her at the Beverly Center,
and she said, "Dana."
That was what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I jumped you. Sorry.
No, it's funny. She goes, "Dana." And then she went up to the guy that runs the elevator and goes, "Dana." No, she is a legend. And that term is thrown around.
And I'll just say this for 30 seconds because we don't talk about her. We'd love to have her on the podcast. She's still sharp as a tack. somebody who gets Harvey Korman and Tim Conway as your sidekicks is very secure. She was the reason the show was great is because she could share the stage and then be brilliant herself. That's all.
Yes.
And Vicki
even
Lawrence.
that, her doing this crowd work and laughing, and someone says it like 3 jokes in a row.
Yeah.
And she just laughs at him.
Well, Tim Conway would just destroy them. He'd have secret
yeah.
things planted for the real kind of their.
In the real
show.
Hollywood, she would have him fired immediately.
Yeah, anyone get the lens, they wouldn't come back after summer if they were getting the
You
lens.
kill like that in front of the star. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can say, Dick Van Dyke I'd like to talk to on here too sometime, just to hear the whole history of his life. He's sort of a
I
legendary
watched what's it? Night at the Museum with Ben.
Oh, was he in it?
Yeah, and Dick Van Dyke was in there with Mickey Rooney, and they were hysterical, especially Mickey Rooney. And the movie just holds up.
Yeah,
it's just a great, fun
great
movie.
idea.
Ben Stiller is so good at playing the reactive straight man that then turns and gets kind of snarky.
That's a fun part if you can do it right. The straight man is very important.
And then he's really funny. What are you going to do? They create such an underdog, and then so it's a great.
And he does Severance, which is a whole different.
Now he's turning into Stanley Kubrick or something.
Yeah,
he's directing. So
people fucking.
We should have Ben back on and talk about Severance.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. You're right.
Yeah,
Ben. Okay, so this
is how we get guests mostly. It's just how
they go. I just heard on the podcast. So do you want me to come on? We're like, yeah. All right. What's the next stupid story that's never queued up?
And then I want to hear your road story.
Oh yeah, this is
Palms. Go ahead, read it.
So this guy's a Palm Springs career panhandler.
Oh,
and he's good looking. So someone filmed him and said this guy should model. So someone contacted him and he said, I don't want to model. Leave me alone. I want to do this. So here's his story.
Professional panhandler patrols the streets of Palm Springs. He's going viral now for 2 reasons.
One for his chiseled good looks, they say. Another for his bold and shameless stance on the way he makes his money.
Yeah, that's Brad Love. He describes himself as a career panhandler. He was recently spotted by LA-based photographer who suggested Brad go into modeling. Well, Brad says he's not homeless and he has no interest in modeling or any other kind of job. Well, he says he's had jobs. He's even been a nurse, but asking for cash on the side of the road is just easier. He also has a Cash App account. He advertises to his 20,000 TikTok followers. It's not clear how much Love makes on his street hustle, but he did post a clip claiming he made about $260 in just a couple hours last month.
Well, that's not going to set you up in Palm Springs. I'm kind of calling that a little bit fuzzy. Like, does he do it 8 hours a day? Does he live on the street? I mean, how does he afford his apartment and everything? He must be getting more than that.
Well, that's just in a couple hours.
What panhandler has a TikTok? What is it? TikTok? What does he have? 20,000 followers?
And a Cash App. So what happens is sometimes people will put in their Instagram bio Cash App in case you want to give me money to help me pursue my dreams of being a.
Well, he seems like a nice young man. Let me get my phone here. All right. All right. What's his name again?
I don't know. No one stops me from modeling. What are you going to give him? How much?
Oh, shit. I slipped with the zeros. 100,000 just went.
Oh, well, Dana.
I know.
Way too much.
Look at me. Don't say, oh, Dana, I'm the one who lost the money. No.
Well, what about he did look like sort of Johnny Depp first year Jump Street.
Well, he's got a $700 haircut that swoops down on his, so I don't know.
He's dreamy. Smells like poop, but dreamy. All right. So, okay, here's the story of my my new tour manager. So when I'm in New York, I say, hey, I'm promoting the Dandelion on Amazon. My special. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was coming out that day. So I said, hey, guys, we'll show the video. But I go, here's my new. Do you have the video? If you have it, we'll show it.
Hey guys, David Spade. I'm got a new special on Amazon. Starts tonight. I got a new tour, davidspade.com. Here's my new tour manager, Billy.
We worked really hard on the special.
So do you know who this is, Dan?
Yes.
I can't leave New York. Therefore, I am the best person ever to lead an international tour.
That's right. Mexico, here we come.
Don't kill me. We can't go there. Stop.
Free cheese sandwich.
We can't go there.
Okay,
this
so
looks good.
We put that on because this is the guy from the Fire Festival that we've talked about. He did the one Fire Festival years ago.
I didn't reckon. I knew he looked familiar. Yeah.
Right. So he does it years ago. Obviously, it's a catastrophe. They gave away cheese sandwiches. There was not what everyone advertised. They paid all these models $1 million, millions.
Yeah,
everyone
yeah, no,
got
it
a lot of
was
money.
a great
Collapsed.
documentary because it's such a shit show.
Right. So he comes out of jail. He does it again. Fire Festival 2. I think we talked about it.
Hyped it up.
Hype it up. I think packages are up to $1 million. They had no lineup at this point. It's just like, I think it's like the cart before the horse. They get the money, then they can pay the whatever.
Right. That's sort of like a reverse Ponzi scheme or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
A little Madoff-y, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's trying to do it. He's working with some people, put it together again. They check with Mexico. Mexico cities are like, we have no idea what's going on. There's no permits. So it starts to fall apart again. So I thought, it'd be funny if I got that guy as my tour manager, because obviously he's not maybe the best for the job. Right.
Right.
So we shake him out of the brush and he comes out as a joke to be funny and says he'll do this. So then I think everyone will think it's a joke. And then nobody did. They go, oh, this guy's why would you pick this guy? He's collapsed too.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, no shit.
Did I see it correctly? I mean, does everyone who see that guy, is he that recognizable that they knew it was the Fire?
Well, that's true.
Guy?
I put at the bottom Firefest 3. And then I put, I put his tag and then I put cheese sandwich, and Mexico is where we
seems
just
like you
screwed up.
almost should have introduced him and said that he, just did the, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, it slipped through the cracks because TMZ hit my PR and said, hey, Spade hired this guy. He's not great at this, but we're going to run this story. And I'm like, no, I didn't hire.
No,
I know I should have said anything, but they thought it was real.
Yeah, I should have said, I'm not at liberty to say, I really don't want to discuss it right now.
Right. I thought they would put it up and just say it was a joke, because the guy keeps getting asked to be on talk shows. He won't talk to anyone, but then he's like, yeah, I'll come do it. So he was very funny to do that, even though obviously some were mad that I did it with him, of course.
Let me talk to the fans for just a second, because I'm looking at you now. He should have mentioned the guy was from the Fire Festival. Would have gone viral, but he didn't. So back to the podcast.
I know. I have to say,
hey,
I recognized him. He was about 2 feet taller than I thought he'd be, but I recognized him, and I put Firefest 3 on there. But
all right, let me talk to the fans for a second.
Okay, real quick. I won't listen.
So anyway, I take it back. It was a good video. He's touring. His special's called Dandelion, but still, it should have said Fry Festival guy or whatever.
Listen,
but David didn't do that. I'll be back to you. Let me go back to the podcast. So,
Dana, listen, you win
twice
some.
is enough.
No, it's good. I like that when you talk to the crowd.
You can talk to the crowd. Your camera's too far away. Can you look at in the lens? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
maybe don't get that close.
I know it's a little rough. I don't think I even need this light, Heather, but next time we'll talk about it. It makes my forehead too bright. 1%. Oh. God, will someone step on your tail?
Frustrated assistant for 900, Bob.
Yeah, I just heard, get fucked.
Well, 1% is 1%. How low could you go?
She's like, how much?
By the way, David.
Yeah.
When we do these long you can put on sunglasses. You can, Bill Maher, Billy Maher, my buddy William Maher, he'll wear these indoor-outdoor sunglasses on his, club random thing. So you can wear those, and then they could put the lights a little brighter.
I do, but sometimes the brighter light isn't the better, because it makes my forehead bright. Because I'm going to paint this blue behind me and put a shelf. And so we're going to see some real fucking upgrades. People are going to be like, holy shit.
No, I have a curtain kind of mostly closed. Too much light's not good either.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, it's going to be in my special.
Yeah.
Lights on.
How about
mine's
going to be called Lights, Camera, Not That Much Action. About my sex life. Okay, let's show one more. A couple more stories. We got time. Hey, when investing your money starts to feel like a second job, Betterment steps in with a little work-life balance. It's the automated investing and savings app that handles the work so you don't have to. While they build and manage your portfolio, you build and manage your weekend plans. While they make it easy to invest for what matters, you just get to enjoy what matters. Dana?
Their automated tools simplify the complex and put your money to work, optimizing day after day and again. So go ahead, take your time to rest and recharge, because while your money doesn't need a work-life balance, you do. Make your money hustle with Betterment. Get started at betterment.com. That's BETTERMENT.com. Investing involves a risk. Performance not guaranteed. So Stabbin' Cabin came from the 1940s. Is that?
I don't know.
Seems like something Spencer Tracy and Kate Hepburn. I'll meet you at the Stabbin' Cabin.
I don't think she would say it. It was more of an agent at William Morris about 15 years ago said, I'm married, I live in Malibu, but I also have a Stabbin' Cabin in town.
Well, did you ever see the movie The Apartment with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine?
No, I'm young.
Okay, it's exactly about that. It's so out for its time, could never work in 2025. But they have this apartment and they rotate. All the guys at work rotate, and then that's their sort of rendezvous point with someone not their wife.
I like how you water it down. Good job. Yeah, I like that
rendezvous.
Better. By the way, my mom saw my special. I was not warned. She goes, "Oh, I woke up. I watched on Jimmy Fallon. They bleeped something, first of all. I don't know. That was either on Kelly Ripa or Jimmy. They bleeped something. Heather, do you even know what that would have been?" And then maybe when I was talking about Bill Belichick. But then and then she goes, "I watched the special." I go, "Mom, relax, pace it out." And she said, "Okay. Oh, it's so fun." She's laughing. She, of course, in full disclosure, she's a great audience. I can do no wrong.
Well, no, I love just that phrase. It's so fun.
Oh, it's fun. You're doing fun stuff about fun things. So I said, great. And then she goes, "Oh, I just got to the part. You knew I wouldn't like this. You knew I didn't like it.
A little naughty below the waist.
Yeah, toward the end. I go, oh, yeah, I didn't.
Was it a self-pleasuring joke or a?
It was, I think it's just basically the setup is something like it's getting hard. Do you find it's getting hard to watch porn on an airplane?
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's not impossible. It's just.
It's
just a little trickier, yeah.
It's a funny setup, right?
I mean, I guess. But I guess crushing laughs and applause.
Well, no, the premise is very funny. I'm sure you worked really hard to follow it up with actual jokes.
Yeah, I did. The jokes are about porn, which is where I lost her. But oh, Davey, you don't need that. Oh.
But my takeaway from this entire podcast, knowing you and your mom's relationship and everything and how sweet she is, her going, "It's so fun."
Oh,
I mean, that is so sweet.
I mean, when I come to town, she goes, "What happened?" I go, "Well, I landed at the airport." She goes, "Oh, fun."
Oh, fun.
I go, right. Then I go, "I rented a car. I got on the 10," and she goes, "Oh, fun." I go, "What's fun? The freeway?" It just sounds like a fun thing because you're on a journey and you're going to do something fun.
Fun is her word.
It is. It's great. And then anybody she meets, oh, she's fun. Oh, you'd like her.
Oh, it's very fun. She's a fun cookie. She's a smart cookie. She lives in the greater Phoenix metro area. David Spade's a child, and she's got a lot of fun to say.
Oh,
no, I mean, your next special
Yeah.
is called Fun, exclamation point, fun, exclamation point, fun, exclamation point.
Yes, I will talk about my
Fun.
mom. I will tell things about how she gets on Facebook so much that when there's an ad for 3-day blinds and it says like 30% off this weekend, she comments, "Ooh, that sounds good." I go, "Mom, are you commenting on a commercial, on an ad? I don't even know if you can do that." "Yeah, it sounds like a good deal. I was just getting the word out."
Everything in life, like the restaurant decided to comp you this elaborate dessert. Ooh,
Yes.
that looks fun. That looks so good.
Davey.
So she's the most positive person in the world. So how do we explain you?
She takes pictures at dinner. We sit down. She goes, "Oh, it's the whole family. Take a picture. Go." And it's like we're sitting down, and she's like, "Kadish, kadish." And then I'm like, "Mom, let's just get settled. We'll get a waiter over here." I get a notice. "Oh my God, you already posted this on Facebook." "Yeah, it's a good one." I go, "Mom, we're not even in focus. It's all blurs and shapes." She goes, "I know." I go, "You have to run it by us before you post it." She goes, "No."
She's like a human Labrador retriever.
She just no. She won't. She goes, "No, I'm not."
Will she come on this podcast just for
she
5
will.
minutes?
She's super sweet. She loves you. She'll do it for you.
Have her just come on. Well, she looks incredible. I can send her some of my fancy pants lights.
She always goes, "Oh, I'm laughing at the podcast," and Dana, "Oh, the dogs are laughing. Everyone loves it."
That's funny how the parents are like
very
that.
sweet. Yeah,
they always. Oh, that David Spade. Let me tell you. Woo. Yeah. They don't say whether it's good or bad. They go, "Oh, that David Spade." Woo.
No, they go. He's a real piece of work. What does that mean? He's a real character.
Oh yeah,
Sounds negative.
You know, David Spade, his special just came out. He could be a dandy.
He's a real dandy. I'm going out and filming dandelions. You know, I realize you say
now? Sorry, is it out right now? Okay, I'll watch it as soon as.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Well, I'm going to watch it as soon.
No, you saw it basically
right after this podcast.
The last corporate we did, that was a lot of it.
Well,
minus the dirty stuff.
But I don't go out in the audience, so I'm kind of in the where it's all like
you hear me act like this.
No, what I hear is, and then I hear big laugh, then I hear, then I hear kind of a little laugh, and then I hear you go, and then a big laugh.
Then you hear this, beep beep beep. You're like, oh, he's doing a sound effects joke.
Then I hear this very clearly at the end. Sorry, that's all I got. Good night. I'm like,
sorry, now the guy you came to see, Dana.
No, I opened for you in Indianapolis, and then you opened for me in Indianapolis, and that wasn't easy. And then I opened for you in Indio.
Yeah, it was great. Both great shows. I had a blast. We got to do more of those.
They're fun.
Crowds.
Well, it's fun to have your friend do it. That would be you, and then you don't have to do 75. I did a casino. Whoops, sold out. How'd that get out? But they said
I know which one you're talking about.
They wanted 75, and so when you go in the hinterland, it's like 20 miles west of Salem, Oregon. You get a very appreciative. Yeah, you've been there. You get a very appreciative, incredible crowd because you're the only show in town.
So. Yes, you and some hieroglyphics. But I've been to that one. It's a very good audience. It's just a little bit of a hike, but you get out there, and once you're out there, it's fun.
Spirit Mountain Casino.
Oh, I thought it was Table Mountain. Was it?
Well, there's a lot of
a couple
Native American casinos that want to hire us. Yeah.
Yes, and they're great.
Great crowd.
I think. Do you ever bring an opener?
Sometimes. This time I didn't because
you have to fill the whole time.
Well, on the sheet it said show length 60 minutes. You get a little rundown for when you do these gigs, folks.
White sheet.
It says set length 60, show length 75. So I go, well, wait a minute. So they're providing a local opener from Salem, but no, actually set length 75. So I did 74:30. I just lucked out. I did everything I had.
74:30? Did you really?
I looked down and I go, timed it out. Well, when you know you have 75, you kind of embellish. You don't rush. You just take your time.
Usually show lengths on the road for theater stuff are an hour and a half. So you have people do time. I have one or two openers. I do time. But I usually do an hour. But when I do corporates, 45 is plenty.
45 is good. I actually did a private party and I did 50. I played in front of a waterfall and no one in the audience was within 100 feet of me.
It's so funny.
I know. And they were really nice, but it's like, this is not like ideal, but this happened to me just because I'm a child of the 50s. So I'm just doing my set. I'm kind of being animated because I'm just tagging stuff because they're such a hot audience. And then I got a stabbing pain in my inner thigh. I couldn't really walk for a bit. And I had to kind of fake it and kind of work it out. Do you ever
it's really weird when you're about to go on. One time I was choking on some celery backstage right before I went on.
Literally
it's stuck in my throat. Not choking, but like I can't swallow.
I know. I've had stuff.
Drives you nuts. I had an eyelash in my eye right before I go on. And you're like, these are the little things in life. You just take care of it. But you can't do anything. You can't pee.
You can't
have to be
stop.
funny.
Yeah.
If you fucking stop for 5 seconds, everyone's like, what's wrong? What is he doing?
Yeah. I was right in the wings at Cobb's Comedy Pub in Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco, 450-seater. Waiting to go on, I talking to someone, and I bit my tongue.
No.
And I'm bleeding profusely as I hear, ladies and gentlemen, you know him from Saturday Night Live Live, Glenna Farfo, you know. And I'm coming out and I'm just swallowing blood for about 20 minutes till it coagulated.
Yeah, coag. You know him from his podcast, whatever it's called.
His mouth is bleeding. He has a temperature of 104 and he can't feel his feet. Let's bring him out.
You know him and you love him. And does anyone have a tourniquet?
He just had a knee replaced and his shoulder is made of silicone. David Spade.
David Spade. He's high as a kite on biking, and here he comes.
David Spade. He can only see out of one eye, and his hearing ain't very good either. Let's bring him out.
Some lucky front row customer is going to get a coughed up piece of celery in about 10 minutes.
David Spade, he's underprepared. He doesn't have an act and he has no short-term memory. Let's bring him out. He's bleeding from the back of his neck.
Get ready to hear every joke 3 times.
He just got stabbed. Let's bring him out.
David Spade. You know him. You don't know why you love him. And here he, actually, Catherine introduces me. She goes, you know him from The Wrong Missy and Joe Dirt and Grown Ups. And if you don't, you're in the wrong place.
That's not bad.
That's not bad, right?
They had me, they call it the voice of God. So you have a mic off stage. They go, do you want to do it? So I had to do it for myself.
God, you're a one-man band.
So it was all, no
Ladies
opener,
and gentlemen.
no roadie. Yeah. I just said, he's not very good. Keep your expectations low.
Yeah.
This next guy, just had a well, I have to ask, because it's when you first said it. Really? A celery stick? Right before you go on?
I have celery backstage with like a veggie tray.
But it kind of can get in your
And I chew it up and it gets a little stringy. Whatever, it gets stuck. That's twice it's happened. And I'm like, no celery before I go on. Nothing. You shouldn't eat one thing.
You shouldn't eat anything. I mean, one thing I've done lately is I'll just have a little bite of Hershey's chocolate just because of the energy. But I used to do this thing. I'd get a craving for corn on the cob with a lot of butter, and I'd be eating that in the wings.
No.
Corn on the cob. And I would come out with cob and corn just like all over my teeth. And finally, one of the club owners said, dude, you shouldn't have the corn on the cob before you go out. I mean, David Spade was in here last week just chewing on celery, and 2 people vomited in the front row.
No one could understand him. How many times have you pooped your pants on stage, roughly?
I mean, recently?
Yeah.
Poop my pants on. Well, you made me actually consider that.
I have one time, because you get one time in Dallas, I got sort of a panic attack. Well, I didn't do number 2 on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I have had some warnings, but nothing ever happened. But when I was in Dallas about 2 years ago, I was on and I started to get a panic attack. Weird. Right at the beginning of the tour.
Did you have
I'm
any caffeine or anything beforehand?
I think I did. Yeah. And I was like going, and I start looking around going, and anytime you're thinking of anything other than your act, like I don't want to connect eyes with the audience. I kind of, because you're thinking of so many things and you're evaluating how it's going. And then you're like, I want to jump to that joke on my set list. I shouldn't do that one. They won't buy that. You got to jump. So there's a lot going on. But when you stop, I stop and I go, oh my God, what if I freak out? I start to get like panicky. And I look over to see if Bobby's there. And I'm like, what would I do? Walk off and try to calm down? It's terrifying.
That's the weird part. And of course, we're very blessed and lucky to do this for a living. But there are tales about it because the show must go on. And I always say, well, maybe the show doesn't have to go on. Maybe the show sucks. But the other night, one of my gigs, I don't drink Coca-Cola in life, but I do drink a little bit of Coca-Cola before I go out. Same thing with chocolate, just to get up.
To wake up,
But the show's delayed, so I'm drinking Coke, and I'm drinking more Coke. I'm a little amped up. And then suddenly I start to feel hypoglycemic and a little lightheaded. And I thought, you're thinking, where is this going? Like, if this keeps extenuating,
and you scare yourself.
Yeah, and then I may not be able to go on, but then I just shook it off like a man.
You took a poop in your pants and you got up there like a good performer.
Well, did you ever poop your pants in grade school? I'm sure you did many times.
Listen to this. I told a legitimate friend of mine who said, driving my house after lunch, he goes, oh my God, I didn't like that place. I go, you didn't? I thought it was pretty good. He goes, no, he goes, I shit my pants on the way home. I go, I'm sorry, aren't you 44 years old? And he was not surprised. And I go, have you ever done that before? And he goes, probably about once a month. I go, I'm sorry, what?
I think you should get some medical attention.
I'm sorry, what? Like you said, did you ever in 4th grade? I'm like racking my brain. Maybe I sort of have a handle on it since then. I don't love it. Sometimes it's a close
Once you
call.
turn 9, you were
I got it. Yeah, I got it. I don't pee
Did
my
I
pants.
say this on the podcast before? Car trips with my dad, the whole family, 7 of us in the station wagon.
Christ, Dana.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And he was going to Zephyr. He called it Zephyr. We tried to get to Winnemucca, Nevada from San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, we're going to Zephyr. So if we'd stop at like, Sambo's Pancakes or something, he'd finish and just leave. So he didn't have time to go to the bathroom. And then he wouldn't stop. Oh, I kind of could go to the bathroom. We're going to Pocatello or something. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's Zephyr mean?
Zephyr means just go fast. No lollygagging. By the way, is that a monster or still construction?
I think we're going to wrap up because they're breaking into my house.
Hey, that's a cliffhanger. I'll tell you about the poop pants thing next week. Next week on Superfly.
I have a Z-Flex skateboard on my wall, an old one from the 70s, Jay Adams, and it's also called a Zephyr, and I never even knew that word.
Oh, I think it's speed or
so it makes sense for a skateboard.
Yeah, but
well,
let me finish
I feel
with
bad.
President Brian. Relax, enjoy the podcast. I'm Brian, President Brian. Breathe in
Don't
the
be
blind.
mad at me. I like it, and the audience can't get mad at you because you're very calm and cool. You don't flip out.
Well, we tend to go like this and that with presidents, and it was maybe a flimsy premise, but I'll be curious.
No, I like it because
in
Biden was underground, not coming out a lot. Trump is out there all the time. I was wondering when you were just talking about this Canada guy coming down. I think that's what they call him.
His name is Canada guy.
Is it Carson? What is it?
Yeah, something like it's Carson. No, I don't know. It's Prime Minister of Canada.
Is it Prime Minister? Okay, so
I think or something else.
Are there any meetings behind closed doors anymore? I mean, what happened to the decorum of just meet the guy, hash it out, then you walk out? Hey, it went good. He literally meets him and goes, sit down, and they're like, wait, right here? Like everyone's here, and he's like,
yeah,
you're fucking up everything.
We're gonna
take over. They start going at it.
Yeah, I know.
So crazy.
Trump, unless someone writes a book about it, because I read Bob Woodward's book, like, oh boy, we're going to get the real story about Trump. And all it was exactly the way Trump's in front of the camera. So I don't think there's another Trump back there, but there is no filter. He just says, he says to the guy, we're gonna be a beautiful 51st state. He knows it got the guy elected because it turned on a massive patriotic swelling in Canada when Trump
I
was
know, it really did. It flipped everybody. They had
Yeah.
like 2 weeks, and then I really don't know how it works up there because someone else told me yesterday Canada might vote again in a year. I'm like,
Well,
that sounds-
if it's parliamentary, then it is that they go. You can go in and out. Like if we had that, Obama could come back. You know, you don't have the terms that we have. But Canada, Trump's like, Joe, you're going to get a big, beautiful tax break. You get free military. Take a carry.
we get a free pass to Disneyland. Throws in a lot of perks.
I know. We'll see. Hopefully everything will calm down.
We'll give you, when we open Alcatraz, like it's the new Disneyland, we're going to let all the kids in. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is where we suffocate everyone. This is where the gangs jump other guys in. All right, I got to go. I think I'm in danger with this noise.
Solitary confinement. That's what they call it. That meant you were alone for a long time.
Kids, you want to get in and try it one at a time.
Get in there. Let me close you in. You can see what Al Capone did because he ate one extra biscuit. They threw him in solitary confinement.
Shit. All right, good one. Thanks, buddy. That's it. That's good.
We'll talk later.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it.